up, people? It's your man Black Cobra back once again with the Wheel Life Show. I don't think I need to give an introduction, but I'm gonna do it anyway. If you're not familiar with the Wheel Life Show, every week, or now it's been every other week, I have been doing a live stream bringing people from all over the world that have to do with micromobility, PEVs, and all things that have to do with electric vehicles. Our focus here is usually on the electric unicycle because the electric unicycle happens to be a favorite, but it's all about, again, PEVs in general. So sometimes we talk one wheel, sometimes we talk scooters, but mostly we talk electric unicycles. Today, we are going to talk to a specific person from a little far away. He's got a little time zone difference coming in from England. We're going to talk to my man, the myth, the legend. It's Afeez Kay, everybody. What's up, Afeez? How you doing, buddy?
I'm fine. I like the fact that you said the myth and the legend. I'm not that mythical.
Listen, you have been doing a lot, brother, in the world of micromobility, and we spoke before. If you guys haven't seen it before, you can look back. We have a previous live stream way back when we spoke, and since then, you've been busy, brother.
Yes, I've tried to keep myself busy. Started erides.com, obviously, and it's been going okay. It's been tough, challenging, but I like challenges anyway. And nobody ever changes the world in an easier fashion. So you know what I mean, right? So it's fun. It's fun.
Well, let's just say this. Those who don't know, erides.com is what he runs. Now, erides.com is, if you're in the UK and if you're not dealing with them, then you're crazy. So he is very because he's my brother in England because we are a lot alike. He's very enthusiastic, very energetic, but very positive. And that positivity translates into his customer service. So I have heard nothing but rave reviews with how you have been treating people, how people feel about how you are doing when it comes to your company. And I just want to give you, a round of applause because I think you deserve it. I'm just saying, listen, I know that you told me it's not easy, and it hasn't been easy. And I know, and I want you to tell us a little bit about that. But I just want the people to know that the last time we spoke, now, just to give you a background on Afeez, he went and took our plight to the government, trying to make sure that he's trying to help legalize what we do in the UK. And it's not so easy over there. I know there's a lot of issues going on. And he has been a big proponent in trying to help the government to see the error in their ways and to see how beneficial these things are. But give us a little background on what you've done and how you got here, and then we'll go from there.
Sure. So back in 2016, I've told this story before, but I started off as being an IT consultant. So I usually travel from London to a place called Swindon. I used to work for a company called the National Trust, and I was the software person there in quality assurance. But because I used to travel almost every weekend, so I used to have a B&M Sport, and that thing was so thirsty when it comes to keeping it running. So and I decided, listen, there has to be a better way. So I was on YouTube and I came across Tesla, right? And I was infatuated with Tesla and the mission statement. And 2017, they had a car in a shopping center in London called Westfield. Okay. So I went to check it out, and it was a left-hand drive Tesla Model S. So if you know, in the UK, we have the steering wheel on the right-hand side. So that was this is how early on Tesla was in their development life cycle. And so I just fell in love with the car, and I thought to myself, I need to set up a project to let people know about clean transportation and an electric vehicle in general. So I set up a project where we drove from London all the way to Brussels, and then Tilburg, and then to Germany, all the way down to Liechtenstein, and then to Italy, and then Paris, and then back to London. And the whole purpose of that project was to prove that you can drive sustainably and comfortably. And we had 3 Model S's, and we even got stopped by the Swiss police because we're breaking the speed limit and everything. But obviously, they just let us go because we're in electric cars. So, but then, when I got my electric car, which was a BMW i3, I hardly ever drove. It was just parked in front of my driveway.
Right.
But but I still want to get around. So, and I realized that even having an electric car is, some people don't even need a car. Talk less about trying to convert everybody to drive electric. So I was researching, and then I wanted to get an Evolve skateboard.
Okay.
And I was very close to getting an Evolve skateboard until I saw a skateboard video on YouTube of Tushon Forhe shooting a bunch of skateboarders right around New York. And I just thought, wait a minute, how is he able to get those shots and those angles? And then I saw a shadow of him on I just had a quick clip. I just said, wait a minute, what the heck is that? And then I searched for him even more. And then there was a video of his wife riding a Tesla, Gotway Tesla.
Yep.
At night, and the light was going like that, and she was like, her hands was like, free, and her hair was blowing. I thought that is freedom.
Yes.
And it just feels so cool. And I just thought, yeah, that is my choice of an electric vehicle going forward. Yep. And then after that,
blew your mind.
Yeah, it just blew my mind. Absolutely. But so I got in contact with Tushon, and he was so friendly. He didn't know who I was, and I mean, he has no reason to be nice to me. And he just said, "Listen, yeah, I'm here for you if you need any help, any sort of assistance." At that time, I got myself a 9.1 E plus, and I was about to go. Yeah, back in the day, this is for like 3 years now, 20 years or whatever. So 2018.
You were flying.
And yeah, I thought I made it, right? Like, yes, I'm going to learn how to ride electric unicycle now. And I didn't realize the power differences, right? That all of these things like motor and everything. And I'll tell you why that means, that the reason why I go for powerful wheels now. Not because of the speed, but I'll let you know why in a minute. So I bought it. It arrived just in time for me to go to Japan for holiday. So while I was in Japan, and also South Korea, I was chatting to Sean. I was looking at his video, I was getting a lot of tips. By the time I got home, it took me about a week to learn. And then the second week, I already got the hold of how to ride an electric unicycle normally. And then I tried to race a guy on a Kingsong 18A or something, or it's one of those really tall ones.
S. That was the S.
S. That was the S. Yeah, the tall one. Yeah.
Tall one.
Yeah, the tall one. And I face planted, and I realized the reason why I face planted on my e-plus was because I caught out. And then I thought, wait a minute, all right, that's not right. To show wasn't face planted, and it was going 30 miles an hour. What's going on? And then that was how my education into EUC started.
You're like, what?
And I just fell in love. Oh, what happened? Yeah, I just basically, he said, "Come on, Afeez, let's race." And I thought, all right, let's race. I didn't realize there's a limit. So I just went like that. I heard, bang! And I got up.
You know why I'm laughing so hard? Because I did that on my 16X.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, on the bridge. Yeah, I heard beep, 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 beep.
Boom. And that was it. So I just thought that's it for me. I'm gonna upgrade. So I got a Tesla, and to be fair, like, I mean, starting E-Ride itself as a company started because I wanted to legalize. Obviously, after falling in love with EUC, I wanted to make it legal. And I've got this thing with me where I don't know what it is. It's just that when nobody's doing something, I just think to myself, why can't I just do it? And I know that, back then, 2019, people thought I was a bit crazy. I said, listen, I want to legalize micromobility in the UK. And I thought, okay, to do that, I need a structure. So I reached out to some of the most smartest people I know some PhD students, that are part of the non-for-profit organization called ridables.org,
Mm-hmm.
to my team over there. And said, we don't earn any money. This is from my own pocket. I'm trying to make this work. And I was fortunate enough that I happened to know the owner of Evolve as well,
Right.
Evolve Skateboard, and he gave me the blueprint of what they used in Queensland, Australia, and we used as a baseline to describe the best practices, but also the governance and of what we believe should be the legal framework, at least the initial framework to legalize micromobility in the UK. We
Mm-hmm.
started a company. We fund ourselves. We've been on national news in newspaper and also in the parliament as well, fortunately enough. And fingers crossed. Oh, and we're also fortunate enough to be part of the discussion and roundtable for the initial trial of the rental scooters that we're currently going through now in the UK. I was on that call with
Right.
Department for Transport for the UK. So we're pushing that through. And yeah, so that's the legal aspect. But e-rights came because, again, I felt that something was missing. In the UK and generally a distributor in general that is part of the ridership. All right.
Yep.
Some distributor definitely they are riders, but you know what I mean. There's ridership. There's people that know what's going on. They're part of the community, and
Yep.
we go on group rides. We know what's going on. We know the new pads come in or the new 3D printed stuff that's coming through.
Right.
And yeah, and I just thought start e-rides. Why not? So put some of my funds in there, got some funds from somewhere else. And then here we are, e-rides. 2019 started, now it's 2021. I'm going stronger.
Yeah. Listen,
Yeah.
I am glad that you gave us a little background because most people know you. Anybody in this in our community know who you are, but there's not just people in our community listening. So I wanted to make sure anybody paying attention had an idea of where you came from. Oh, super chat from Robert. Thank you, brother. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. I'm gonna hit you with the air horn. I was told somebody in the comments told me they didn't like it. Sorry. I appreciate any super chats or super stickers. I definitely appreciate you guys, donating. It's definitely something that anything I get, I utilize back into what I'm doing. So I appreciate it. But yeah, Afeez, I I know you know all the people in the community and they know you. So I'm gonna scroll through real quick. We got Electric Simon, Reed Carson, Rob Hitch. You know Rob Hitch.
I know Rob.
you know
And Rob is part of ridables.org, by the way.
Yes, he is. That's why I was waiting because
Yeah,
when you mentioned it, I was gonna say
yeah,
it then, and I said, "But this is."
yeah.
Did you see his comment? Rob says, "Hey
What
guys,
is it?
who is this Afeez dude again?"
He's always pulling my legs all the time. That guy, yeah.
Rob's funny. We got Sensei Vegan in the house. We got Bunny
Yes,
Slippers.
hey,
Owen Martin is in the house.
hey, welcome.
Fabnato is in the house. Real Talk is in the house. Nani is
Real
in
talk.
here, a friend of mine. What's up, Nani? I don't know if you're still on, but good to see you, girl. James Mucklin is in the house. Vincent Chong. We got Rapid Nation. Leo, what's up, Leo? Good to see you, brother. I think I said Reed Carson already, but if not, we're gonna say it again. Yeah, E Borders in here. Jeremy, what's up? This is the man, the myth, the legend, Jeremy. I talk about him all the time. He's our resident nut job. Jeremy was the first crazy person who introduced me, him and Anthony, to these wheels, and then he also introduced me to the idea that you could just certain people just don't care and can go and do whatever. Like he legit he's done things that I'm like, what? But he got me thinking, so then it made me do
Yeah.
more things and be more adventurous. So I appreciate Jeremy for that. Electrocycle is his name on YouTube. Um, and he was at the last rally. If you guys don't know, we did the indoor rally, and I took first. Showtime took second. He was in there. He took third, and we had a great race. Another one of those coming up. Matter of fact, I just want to sidetrack real quick. We got another one I'm hoping to do in May 30th, the Sunday, 6 to 10. It's on a weekend and it's late. So those that couldn't make it during the week, I'm trying a weekend for you. So hopefully that'll work out. We're hoping to do that. I haven't confirmed everything, but put a loose date in your calendar for May 30th, 6 p.m., same spot, but more to come. Let's see. We got a lot more people in here. We got Robert. Robert Fantinosa with the super chat. Appreciate you on that, brother. Let me put you up for that. Thank you. I try. We both try. I think both of us tried to be a positive influence on the community, right, Afeez?
Yeah, oh, absolutely.
Let's see. He says, Leo says there were new developments this morning in the UK reported by Speedy Feet. Any comments from you, Afeez?
Can you share what those new development are?
Yeah, Leo, can you tell us what new developments you're talking about? Because I'm not familiar with it. I'm gonna scroll down. We're behind a little bit, so he might. Let's see. The Jacobs Family Adventures 2020. What's up? Oh, that's your family over there, right? Afeez, is that the your girls?
Yes.
Now what is it? Tegan? Is it Tegan? One of them?
Tegan, Mia, and Kimmy.
Yeah, they be doing the thing over there. You got some good riders. What's up, girls? I just want to say what's up. I appreciate what you guys are doing because from the young ones, we got a clique of young ones getting into it. Love it. Keep doing what you're doing, girls. Chris Clark is in the house. The man, all about the Clark pads. Hey, Chris. And to everybody, I was on a ride today in Boston. I just got back 20 minutes ago with Panda. Go George jumped in, and Showtyme. She's in the house. I see her in there. She was with me, and we were talking about the Clark pads. Once again, the Clark pads were the savior of the show. So everywhere I go, they're like, I like your setup. And I'm like, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, well, one thing, might as well say it now and use this show to publish it out there and broadcast it. So E-Rise will be stocking Clark parts in the UK as a official distributor. So just to let you know. So thanks, hey, Christopher, thanks for the support.
There you go, Chris. Nice. So Chris, well, if you guys didn't catch that, erides.com will now have Clark pads in stock and selling on their website. So everybody can get those Clark pads. Now, mind you, there are different because there's side pads also because some people don't like certain things. Even though Chris is great about adjusting his pads, he's made a lot of variations in pads for different people, and different groups of people. But if he doesn't have the different ones that you're looking for, you can also look at side pads as well. I just happen to be partial to Chris in his pads so far. I just started using some side pads, so I'll have more feedback on that later. But Clark pads right now, I could tell you, I'm loving it. I'm loving it.
Yeah.
Still.
I mean, still. I mean, I haven't. So the thing is, I actually have not used Clark pads before. But in terms of the feedback, I'm actually closer to side pads.
Because he's over there. But because you're saying,
because he's over here. Exactly. So side pad is over here. But from a business perspective, there's a lot of queries that we get from our customers that are always asking for Clark pads as well. We want some Clark pads because obviously, the UK wants to be part of wider community, right? So we reached out to Christopher Clark, and amazing gentleman, by the way, and we had some really good a productive conversation.
Yes, he is.
And so we are going to be stocking them.
He's a great dude. I really like Chris. I've been working with him for a while now, and he is definitely a great dude. I appreciate his drive, and his enthusiasm and what he's doing. You have to have that. You really have to like what you're doing because when you get into it from a production standpoint, there's a lot more work. And as you know, it was one thing when you were an enthusiast in the world of wheels. Now that you're a dealer in the world of wheels, it's a whole different ball game.
Oh yeah. Absolutely. It's like I can assure you that even after the show today, I still have some emails from customers I need to get back to, even before I sleep. I don't normally I don't I try to log off around 6 o'clock, but somehow I always find myself still replying to emails all the way to 11:30 sometimes. So yeah, it's
Yeah,
not easy.
yeah, that's the way it is. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Now I saw Chris Clark on here, but now I see Clark pads. I'm guessing that might be Tony. If I'm right, Tony works with Chris, and I think he's
Mm.
using the official Clark pad account for this, but one or the other. Let's see. Oh, now Jeremy in the house. Well, now he's on his Electricycle account. Okay, I got you. I got you. Yep. So let's see. All right. I'm trying to catch up in the chat here, but if I don't, guys, okay, here we go. Leo says first legalization seems to be moving forward for the legalization on PEVs with a limit to 25 kilometers per hour, minimum age of 16, mandatory helmet, etc.
Yeah, I'm aware of that. I was part of the discussion that kind of you know agreed that discussed that. So I am aware of that. Hey, nice.
Zen Lee.
Yeah,
Hey,
but
do you have
yeah,
another device open over there?
nope, not with me.
Okay,
Um,
I'm
I,
hearing echo on your side. That's all right. Go ahead.
can you, okay, good. So yeah, I'm aware of that. I think that was the kind of legal boundaries that they want PEV to obviously work within. The problem with that is I'm not sure if they're going to have motor limit as well, as in having 250-watt motor, which means
Uh,
EUCs are definitely going to be out of the game. I
right.
really fought for that when I was on the call. I said that you guys do realize that we are trying to push for the future of micromobility in general, right? And micromobility is not just e-scooter. E-scooter is a subset of
Right.
micromobility.
Yeah.
And if you are too prescriptive, right, then it just means that future generation of future innovative, or innovation will not be able to be, realized because you too prescriptive. So things that we're saying was it must be two wheels, it must have a speed restriction, meaning the wheel or the device cannot physically go past a certain speed limit.
Right.
So for me, I can ride a bicycle faster than 25 kilometers.
Yep.
Some days I can probably run faster than 25 kilometers if I
Depends
so,
on what you had to eat.
exactly. So I mean, and I actually think that is dangerous to have that sort of limit. I mean, Ferraris and Lamborghinis and Tesla Model S's don't have such limits put on them, but they do have on-street speed limits. And if you want to take your car to a racetrack or track day, then you can do that, right?
Right.
If you want to take it off road, then you can do that. But what I'm pushing for, and what the ridables.org team are pushing for, is to have something where, yes, there are speed limits that we have to obey. Just kind of obey them. Okay, for example, you're bigger than me, you're
Mm-hmm.
heavier than me. Um, uh, if you were to go up a 20-degree hill right now on one of those electric scooters that I believe they want to legalize or they're trying to push to get legalized, you wouldn't go. But for someone like me, might be okay. So does that mean that we have to discriminate against
Heavier people.
someone of your size?
Right.
Exactly. Exactly. So what I'm saying here is we shouldn't put such restriction on the device itself. We already have limits that works well for much powerful devices. Why are we so, into these things are dangerous? They must be regulated. I'm like, really? It sounds quite political to me in some
Right.
ways. Yeah. So
Well,
that's
I
just my
know
thing.
that looking at it from that point of view, I think that's our biggest issue is getting others who are not part of our community
Hmm.
to see things in the right way. Because,
Hmm.
like you said, they're looking at it, those are dangerous. It's like, look, everything's dangerous. Anything with a
Exactly.
motor is dangerous. I'm like,
Yeah.
but leaving the limitations of you're only supposed to drive this speed. That's what happens
Hmm.
with cars. That's what happens with motorcycles. Why wouldn't that happen with anything micro mobility related? So if you want to put
Yeah.
limitations like, okay, you can't go more than 25 miles per hour,
Yeah.
or I don't know what the kilometer conversion of that is, 40 kilometers per hour, whatever. But
Around us, yeah.
but to say that the machine can't do faster than that,
Mm,
again, the limitation seems stupid because when you when you go according to weight and size, you need a
mm.
motor strong enough to get you out of the way when you need to get out of the way, pull you up a hill
Exactly.
when you need to pull up a hill, and you just have to know that hey, you got to watch your speed.
Yes,
That's the only safe thing to do. But to make these
that
little to make these limit these machines to this cheap motor that can only do so much seems stupid.
is. I think it's almost like they're trying to make it unappealing that people wouldn't
Right.
take them up. Like it's to say, yeah,
Exactly.
we have legalized them.
Yep.
Yeah, just but what is the what's the framework in which they legalize?
Right.
That
Did you
is what I have issue with.
you're like, did you really legalize them?
Exactly. Did you really legalize it? Yeah. And there are people out there that'll probably say, you know what, let's get it over the line. Let's make it legalized in whatever framework, and then we can then start tweaking things a bit. The issue with that is once something is in law and it's been made as part of the law, it's always a bit harder to start going back and start petitioning and changing it again. It's always good to at least get it as right as we can get it the very
Right.
first time,
Right.
if we can, at least close to being right. Going back to say, well, can we now just take off the speed limit so it's now just on the road speed limit? There's a lot of discussion that needs to happen, a lot of trials that needs to happen before that. It's taken
Yeah.
us 2 years to get to where we are right now.
Yeah. Well,
So
at least the conversation is being had, and
yeah.
that's the real key. Um,
Mm.
I know we saw it real quick, but I want to say shouts out to Zenly again. Thank you, brother. Appreciate the donation.
Hey Zen.
Yes. Oh, Chris said, yeah, that is Tony
Mm.
on the Clark pads, the logo. So yeah, I think that oh, there's Brian. Zoom Wheels Brian is in the house.
Hey Brian.
Hey, hey. It seems that let's see. Leo says, I hear you. Also, it seems like there will be no riding on sidewalks.
Well, you know what? I don't mind that because normally, okay, now let me tell you the reason why people are riding on sidewalks, and people just need to understand the logical thinking of users. So, if you are caught riding on the road, right, you can get up to £300 fine, right? That's probably I don't know $450 or something.
Crazy.
If you are caught riding on the pavement, it's about £50 fine. So people are choosing the lesser of the evils. It's not that people
Right.
want to ride on the pavement. Exactly. So once this is legalized, and it's as simple as riding a bicycle. You're not allowed to ride a bicycle on the sidewalk anyway.
Right.
Just inherit the same rules. Simple.
Right. Right. So that's
Yeah.
not a big deal. You know, that's not a
No.
big deal.
No.
So Bunny Slipper says, I thought 4,000 watts is the max power a light electric vehicle can have. The Monster Pro is 3,500 watts. Um, Now we're talking in the UK, Bunny Slippers, and I'm not sure if you're catching that because here is a little different. But I don't know. Did they put that? I don't know if they covered that restriction of fees. Did they?
I don't know yet. So that's why I kind of need to, and I'll speak maybe catch up with Rob H later on,
Oh, he said
just
he
to
had to
find
go.
out if
Rob, I don't know if
he
you
was.
left already, but see you later, brother.
Yeah. So I'll catch up with him later on just to find out what this new thing is, or what has been pushed through today. Because as far as I'm concerned, the trial is still going ahead. And as a result, I think they're probably going to reconvene sometime next year to see if they will legalize it or not. That's the last that I heard, 2022. But I'm hoping the motor limit is not part of the framework.
Right.
Um, the 25 kilometers an hour, there's always ways to go around it. You can ride at 25 when you see a police officer, and then when they're gone, just leg it. That's
That's what everybody does anyway.
hey, I'm not saying you should do it. I'm not pushing for it. I'm just saying some
That's what
people do
happens. So
it.
yep.
So yeah, as long as there is no power limit, then that motor power limit,
Yeah.
then that is fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can live with that.
So Reed Carson says it is very political. How can they tax us to keep the roadways maintained they are having a
Mm.
hard time figuring out how to enforce registration to collect the tax for roads. So
Hmm.
yeah,
My my view on that is there's a degree of, maybe there's some degree of truth to what's been said there, and I'm thinking that so to make micromobility legal, some of the things that I've heard people in power says the infrastructure is not safe because the roads in UK do not support that. Oh, no, we do have some potholes here and there, and there have been times when people ride in electric scooters, for example, because of the small wheel diameter. If you were to go over a hole at night, you can fall over, obviously, and hurt yourself.
right.
So money needs to be used to improve the infrastructure, regardless, right? If they're to be allowed on the street.
Yep.
So the government needs to get the money from somewhere. However, I'm going to put this out there. I am not against paying something to allow me to use the road as well. We all have to contribute to maintenance. As long as it is reasonable, um, I'm not against that. I'm even not against people using really fast scooters that can go really fast, like one of those ones that Alien rides. You know, Alien rides, right?
Yeah.
The guy that,
I want
yeah,
to try one of those. I haven't had the opportunity yet.
yeah. You should. They're great fun as well. Um, I wouldn't mind some sort of proficiency test that you do to be able to write those, because there is, I mean, the government does have a point. If these machines are being written by 15-year-olds and 14-year-olds with lack of experience in life in general, um, you know, they can hurt themselves and hurt other people as well. So
Right.
again, I'm not against some sort of paying towards the maintenance and tax or whatever, as long as it is reasonable. I feel like I'm contributing and I'm supposed to be on the road.
Right.
And also some sort of proficiency test for anything over a certain threshold in terms of power bandwidth, and that's fine. If it
Mm-hmm.
means you need to have a full driver's license or a provisional light driver's license,
Yeah, that's what I was
that's
gonna
fine.
say. If they're gonna go that far, then what they're gonna need to do is do some sort of regulation or some sort of registration and licensing. And if they're gonna do
Yeah.
that, then they're gonna say, well, you got to contribute towards us doing that, so more money
Mm.
can be contributed towards that and the roads and everything. So that would
Yeah.
put us more in the mainstream. Some people now here we're more in the gray area, so we're like,
Yeah.
we don't really want to go that route yet. Like
Yeah.
we're not looking to push it that mainstream where we have to register it and insure it and
Yeah.
license and all that, and that's what's going to happen. But right now they're giving you guys so much trouble over there that once you guys figure it
That's
out,
no.
then I'm sure
Yeah.
we're going to probably adopt that. So
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know, and just so you know, Leo says the article is on the Irish Times.
Oh, that's the Irish Times.
Yeah. So
Okay, I know that one. Okay, yeah, that's not applicable to London.
okay.
I think I might know the story he's talking about. So, yeah, yeah, the lucky Irish, they've definitely got it again.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not applicable to England,
Oh,
I
okay.
believe, but I'll find out. Yeah.
So Jose Juarez saying what's up, man? I was just riding with him, good dude. We had a good time. I had to bounce so I can make it back to Springfield and get here in time for the show. um,
Yeah.
so and the Jacob family, I put it up, but they were saying, Brian Will, thanks for making the best speed seat for the Sherman. You are absolutely right. I just had another conversation during our ride because somebody
Yeah.
was with me that had the comfort seat, and
Comfort seat. Yeah.
they put it even higher. They put blocks on it, and I was like, no, like it hit my knees. I couldn't carve with it. I was like, no, the speed seat is the best seat, and it has to
Yeah.
the height that it comes off the rail is
Yeah.
just the right height. I
It's
think
just
it's
right.
perfect.
It's just right.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
perfect.
Yeah, yeah.
But
We also sell those seats as well, actually. So yeah, Brian
yes.
has made us an official distributor. Thanks, Zoom Will Brian,
Yeah,
as
yeah,
always.
Brian.
The support.
Thanks. We appreciate it, brother. Great job. Uh,
Thank you.
let's see the article. I said that. So, Rapid Nation FPV saying, hoping one day micromobility would reach Nigeria. I've got great enthusiasm for this, but people do not turn up the electric cycles here. I do hope to have one faithful day.
That's what,
Could
yeah.
you ship to Nigeria?
Yes, yes, I can. I mean, we do ship to Africa, believe it or not. And I mean, yes, I'm proud. I'm a proud African. I am originally from Nigeria, actually,
Mhm.
and
That's why I
and
mentioned it.
yeah, and yeah, eRides, especially eRides.com, we've been getting a lot of support from African nations. South Africa, thank you. Obviously Nigeria, where I'm from, Ghana as well. Some nations in East Africa, they've been inquiring about getting this over there too. Um, Funny story. Gotway, before they were before they did ask me if there was there was one or two people inquiring about shipping to Nigeria, and they wanted me to vet them for them. So even so there, yeah, so there is a lot of appetite for micromobility in Africa in general. And I think we don't have, funny enough, we don't have the infrastructure restriction that some of the Western countries have, or in
Right.
European and North Africa and North America rather. So we can almost design a city right now that
Okay.
is future proof to be able to take in the future of transportation, or what we perceive to be the future of transportation right now. Um, and you have villages where most people don't travel that far.
Mm-hmm.
Most of them use bicycles anyway, so having a clean scooter to take the kids
Mm-hmm.
to school and back, that is a viable option. Especially there's some cities and places like like in Rwanda, for example, is one
Mm-hmm.
of the fastest growing economy in the world. And some other east, maybe even Kenya as well, Nairobi, they're growing pretty fast. So there's an appetite for new tech.
Right.
So yeah, yeah.
Well, let
So
me tell you. Well, Rapid Nation FPV, there, you should reach out to Afeez if you haven't already. He can make it happen for you if you're interested in getting a wheel. He can ship one
mm,
for you. So I would hit
sure.
him up after. Hammy Hamster says that was stopped and lectured this week by the police in the UK.
Mm.
Well, if he
So
gave
have I,
you,
by the way.
you
I
have
have
to.
before. I have been stopped as well.
Well, if he
Um,
gave you a lecture and not a ticket, be happy.
be happy. Trust me. Run.
uh,
Yeah.
so Zen Lee says he was talking to Sense. He says, "Great show so far. I feel bad for UKers. I would move, but obviously the people probably don't have that luxury." Well, we don't. You don't want to leave the country just because of what's going on, though. You want to fix it. I,
You
I
want to
I
fix
feel
it.
you, Afeez. You want to make it better, not just for yourself, but for others.
Mm.
That's the real
Yes.
key. We're not doing it just for me or just for you. We're doing it for all of us. Because I
Mm.
want to visit the UK, and I want to,
Mm.
when I get there again, I've been several times. When I go again, I want to be able to ride. So
Yeah.
I want it to
Yeah.
be settled.
Yeah.
So oh, Real Talk says GameStop is being short squeezed again. So anybody that was doing the stock stuff, yeah, I didn't get into it, but I know some people that were, and that's off subject. I know. Yep, it was. Okay, I'm not gonna do Bitcoin too. Okay, we're gonna get back to this. So Zoom Wheels Brian says, I'm not stopping for anyone. Listen, Brian, I feel you, brother. Like this riding is just too amazing to stop, Too
Mm.
amazing.
Mm.
What rides? What's up, man? Good to see you.
Hey, Daniel,
He said bigger fees repping the UK.
try.
Yeah, yeah. So let me I'm gonna grab a couple more comments and then I want to tell you guys a little something about today.
Mm.
Um of fees, we don't even have bike lanes in the UK outside of London. It's shocking. We should be
Yeah.
treated just like a bicycle.
He's right.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Kevin is right. I don't know why it's so complicated. I mean, yes, we can inherit 80% of the laws that govern bicycles right now, and then we can then fix forward. I don't know. I think it's politically driven for some lobby group. that don't want micromobility in general to be successful because it affects their own personal interest or business interest. And yeah, and that's just what I think.
Yeah,
So
I think there's a whole bunch of reasons. There's a whole bunch of reasons, and I'm not sure what they are, but I know that it's harder than it seems that it should have to be. Um,
mm,
that's the problem. I'm like, I don't think this should be this difficult. But
no,
it is what it is.
yes, it
Let's
is.
see. Hammy Hamster says, Ryan, your wheel is fast enough to outrun the law. It's fast,
That
but it ain't
wheel is
quite that
fast,
fast.
but it's not that fast.
um, oh, thanks, Daniel. Thank you,
Oh,
brother.
nice,
Let me see. Bunny Slippers
nice.
is here. Let me put Daniel up real quick. Thank you, brother. I appreciate that. Nigeria should also be able to heat homes with Gotway fires like everyone else.
You guys are bad. That's not nice. That's bad.
Yo, that's cold blooded, man. That's
That
cold
is
blooded.
cold. That is cold. Cold.
Oh, I'm not even gonna go. No, 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 no.
Mm,
So Bunny Slipper says I live 20 minutes from the border with Belgium. It has been legal for 4 years in Belgium to ride PEV max 25 kilometers per hour.
yeah. So you know what? I'll tell you. So I've actually I've gone to Brussels to ride with the Belgian wheelers,
Right?
and it was easy. Just yeah, you just get it. I got my Nicola there. I just got on the train, got the Eurostar. I'm there, and I'm hoping, actually, now that he's now mentioned that 25 kilometers per hour, I'm hoping that we will just have the same situation that we have that I had in Brussels, where the speed limit is there, is legalized.
Right.
As long as you're not going crazily over the speed limit when you see a
Right.
police officer, then it's fine. So if we can have that speed limit, it would be better if we don't have it. But if there is no motor, limit, then I think we should be fine. If we can have what the Belgians have, then it'll be good.
Yeah.
Which is, I think, what we're currently pushing for. Yeah.
I mean, I think at least 30 kilometers per hour would be good. I mean,
Yeah.
25 just seems
And
so
you know what?
slow.
Yeah, it does, but you will have to, be
Start
so
somewhere.
unlucky to, yeah,
I
yeah,
get it.
or be so unlucky,
I get it.
yeah, that to, yeah, to meet a police officer that's just really having a really bad day, and
Mm-hmm.
he really want to like throw the book at you and say, "Listen, mate, you are going fast today," unless you're going like 50 miles an hour, right?
Right.
Like 80 kilometers an hour or 70 kilometers an hour, then listen, if you're caught doing that, they'll throw the book at you. But I think if you're going like 35 ish when they
Right.
see you, it should be fine. And as soon as they left,
Right.
just go.
And
He's
that's I
right.
mean, as long as we get it legalized, that's the thing.
Yeah,
Now,
yeah.
well, first Reed Carson says, I'm lucky here in New Zealand. We can ride
Mm,
wherever we want as long as we're not being unsafe. I've had several constables, I think is what he said, stop me, and all they
yeah.
are interested in is what is that? How fast is
Oh,
it? Are they
yeah,
hard to
yeah.
ride? And where can I get
Mm,
one? I am real lucky. Reed, I
yeah.
have that same experience here. So that's the same questions we get here. What is that?
Mm, yeah.
So
How fast are they?
yeah, but real quick, I just wanted to talk about today. Like I said, I went on a group ride. Myself and Showtime was with me, and we went to Boston. We rode with Panda. Jose was there. Go George Go. Some of you may be familiar with his channel. He jumped out and was with us, and some of his crew was with us. We had a really good time, even though it was short lived,
Mm,
but it was fast. Like I had such a good time, and I got to ride the Monster Pro for the first time. I got to get on it, and let me tell you, just holding that wheel, put my foot on the pedal, and it felt like vroom, 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 vroom. Hey, thanks for the super chat, buddy. Uh, I I think that the fact that that wheel has that power. The Monster V3 felt that way to me too. Like it felt like you could feel the power in the motor. And the Monster Pro felt the same way. But I guarantee you, in my opinion, you can't ride that without pads. That's just me.
Yeah, that's
I
so
was
true.
riding that thing and I went to stop, just like the EX happened to me when I got on the EX. I went to stop and I was like, "Oh!" I almost fell off the back of it because
Yeah, I
trying
got
to
you.
stop it, it's a lot of
Yeah,
wheel. It's a lot of
yeah, it
wheel, a
is.
lot of motor, a lot of body. It's a lot. So
Yeah,
you need something to help you grab it and pull it back. You know,
yeah, yeah, yeah,
um, I don't know how
yeah. I've got one too.
Yeah, Panda was riding without pads. He had like these super thin pancake pads on. I was like, what is that? So
Well, I'll tell you something. When you put some pads on that, you will be amazed. That wheel is ridiculously powerful. Like literally ridiculous. Like yeah, last night, well, this morning, 12, just past 12 a.m. I was just cruising. Sometimes after work, you just want to distress before you go to bed, right? You know, long day. Took out the Monster Pro, and I was cruising empty streets, 44, 45, easy, like easy. I had my side pads on, so obviously I'm still waiting for my clack pad. So shout out to side pads. I had my speed side pads, my favorite one, which is the red one that I've got my EX and everything.
yeah,
I had that on. I was cruising easily. So the thing about the Monster Pro that I find is maybe not for you because you're a heavier guy, right? For me, getting the wheel to start accelerating to get in on it, that's the difficult part. Once you get past 10 miles an hour, this thing just transforms. Like literally, you can hear the engine. Well, the motor. I was going to say the engine, but the motor just it's almost like you switch on it. There's a switch like a nitrous switch. It's just been switched on. Bang! It just goes and it keeps going. It's like and like from 20 to about 40 and above comes too quick. Um, I think the Monster Pro starts beeping at 49, 50, 51, depending obviously on how heavy you are and
that's
and
crazy.
all that kind of stuff. That's when it starts to beep. But it's a heavy work. It's not for everybody.
No, 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 definitely not. I felt it as soon as I stepped on it. Like I said, I was like, I was like, I felt it purring.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It
It
was,
was, yeah, you can feel it. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
you know, you get a muscle
Like, yeah,
car that gives me that.
yeah.
I was like, I kept looking at it. I was like, is this thing purring? Like
Yeah,
the
yeah,
wheel
you
is
can
like,
hear it, right?
yeah, it's the motor's like, I love it. I can't wait. Mine will be here in like 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks, something like that. Can't wait. But
Mm,
yeah, I think that's gonna be the wheel definitely for me. I was upset because I sold my V3, paid for this, and have been waiting for months and months to get it.
mm,
I missed what I had on the V3 because the V3 gave me that same vibe. It felt like
mm.
powerful,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
this is what I was waiting for. So I'm hoping that all the kinks have been worked out. I'm hoping
Mm,
that going forward everything works out. They said that they fixed the problems with the bearings. They said they fixed the swap out the motherboard so it's a better board. They switched out the
mm,
pedals so you got the good. I got the good pedals coming. So I'm
mm,
hoping that everything that was issues that were with the pre-production model, I'm hoping that the
mm.
production model answers those questions, solves those problems, and I'm ready to go because I'm like,
Yeah, yeah,
I'm
yeah,
anxious,
yeah.
anxious.
I mean, the- it's unfortunate, right, that they didn't get it right the very first time
No.
because the essence of that will, when it works, as I was writing it last night, it's almost it's a different level. We went on a group ride last weekend, and I had a bunch of Shermans come along to what we call our e-rides, ride with e-rides, group rides, and I remember we're on this very, this deserted road, right? And I was approaching a Sherman from behind. He was going about 40, and I was probably going about 43, 44. So I was just about to pass him. And then he saw me, so he tried to like push harder, and the wheel beeped. You could hear him beeping. So it just shows how much powerful that wheel is that he could just easily just cruise past the Sherman, and Sherman trying to accelerate at 40 miles. Obviously, it's 40 miles an hour, so there isn't that amount of torque left. But then I didn't heard him beep. So I slowed down and we're having a conversation at 40 miles an hour. So it shows how advanced we've come from my 2.5 years ago of like 9 E plus 1E plus. And we're like, are you okay? He said, yeah, I'm okay, bro. You're right, bro. All right. I just heard you beat. I'm like, having this conversation at 40 miles an hour. All right, cool. All right. See ya, man. Bye. Bye. And I just went, all right. That is a level of performance that veteran and Bigod or Gotway, as I still call them, that's what we're now talking about.
That same conversation would have taken place at 18 miles an hour a couple years ago.
Yeah. Well, like 3-4 years ago, maybe. Maybe even 2 years ago.
Yeah, 2 years ago, you would have been at 20 miles an hour thinking you were doing something.
Yeah. It was cool.
Times change. So, definitely. All right. So real talk. He asked, "Did you meet the owner of Gotway? I know you did. If so, does he have inside information of Gotway's future philosophy?"
Performance and competition.
Okay.
They want to. They want to go into.
I just hope they sprinkle in a little safety.
And yeah. I'll tell you something. Yeah, I mean, we speak to them on a regular basis, and obviously as a distributor. And what I can say is they've heard loud and clear.
Okay.
And it's not that they don't want to improve. The lack of improvement is not because they're stubborn. It could be a lot of things. It could be that they just need to slow down, and that's what they need to do. It could be they need to bring in more specialized people to know how to do research and development.
Right.
There's a couple of things. I think it would be naive of us to think that Gotway don't want to be seen as a wheel that is not, that is safe. They want the wheel to be safe as well, because of course they want to sell, right? Because they're business ultimately, and they know that the image has been hurt. And they're a very proud company. They like the owner of Gotway is a very proud young man, and is passionate, absolutely passionate about electric unicycle.
Good.
It is. So the lack of specialty in R&D needs to be there. It needs to be improved for sure.
Yeah, that's the issue. So
that's the issue.
Leo's asking, where in Nigeria are you from?
I grew up in Lagos, Nigeria. My parents are from 2 different states, in Ogun State and Oyo State. But Lagos is like the one of the main cities there, which is by the south, by the coast. So I'm a coastal guy. Oh yeah.
Oh, hold on. Bunny Slipper says, I was stopped 3 times by the same cop. 3rd time, he took my V5F. I am still waiting for a fine. I guess they don't want my money. Next, I won't stop for anyone. Next time.
Get a faster wheel.
Yeah. Get a faster wheel. Hey, did you see that video where the cops stepped out in the road and they grabbed that guy right off the scooter?
Oh yeah. I mean, all jokes aside about getting a faster wheel, if they want to stop you, they will stop you.
Oh yeah.
But I don't condone violence, but yeah, that was a bit.
That was crazy. I was like, I don't know the story behind that video. I didn't get a chance to read any background. Yeah. I just know I saw a bunch of cops and they ran out in the lane and they snatched this guy right off his scooter, tackled him off his scooter. I was like, damn.
They could have. I mean, you don't understand the backstory, right? They could have told him stop, and he didn't stop. Maybe that's what happened.
I don't even think that was the case though, because there were so many cops there. It seemed like they were like doing some sort of activity, and they're like, "Yo, there's one of those scooters," and they just
I see what you mean.
Went after him. That's what it seemed like. I don't know what the deal was. Hey. All right, so we got a super chat. We got a super chat from Daniel. We're gonna throw that up real quick. Nigeria should also be able to. Oh, that was the comment he said earlier. That was just earlier when I just got down to it. Daniel, you a madman.
That was cruel.
That's cool. But I also didn't. I didn't get this one up here. Benji E. Does Afeez have any update on what's happening with EUC legalization in UK, and what do you do when stopped by police? So he was saying he doesn't
Oh,
have any updates yet, but what would you say? I have my own opinion, but what would you say if you're stopped, Afeez?
yes. So Benji, the trajectory and the timeline, the last that I was updated was that 2022 is now going to be the year where they're really going to say yay or nay, right? Because they're currently conducting a bunch of trials right now. Um, it's funny you should say about micromobility because it seems to me that they're just focusing on scooters. Now,
Yeah.
I'm not sure how they're going to tackle the other family of micromobilities like electric skateboard, electric unicycle as well. So that is a mystery. Maybe they will legalize electric scooter, but because EUCs and skateboard are not up to that, they're not that big in terms of, in the grand scale of things, that we will just go on, under the radar and just kind of be bunched together until we are big enough to be worth legalizing, I guess. I don't know. But I think there is a strong perception that self-balancing vehicles are inherently just wrong because people see that and they're not used to seeing that. Their brain doesn't compute. They think, what's going on? There's nothing supporting it here and there because that's what they know. So there's like, no, ban it. It must be
Yeah.
bad because I don't understand
Legitimately,
it.
that's how it feels. It feels
Yeah,
like it's a
so
knee-jerk reaction. We don't know what that is.
yeah,
Ban it. It must be bad.
just
Ban
ban
it.
it. Yeah, must be bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, so yeah,
So shouts
there you
outs
go.
again to Daniel. He said Gotway R&D is testing the battery eject feature on New York streets 6 a.m. run. so so if you guys didn't know, the Monster Pro has officially made it to New York, and I do not believe this is now the production model. I know that I saw a couple of things on Instagram that some of the people in New York were opening and receiving. I know Kitty Rides, she put up a video where she was opening hers. So I know her and Thane got some of them in. So they're distributing also for Gotway. So I know that they put some in there out in the market. So there must have been a few people that were purchasing from them. So it looks like we're going to see a few videos coming soon from the guys in New York who brought you such famous things as cutout tunnel and battery eject, battery fires, all the crazy things that have happened in New York because they ride harder than a lot of people. We shall see what happens now. They have the production model of the Monster Pro, and it's out in the wild. So let's see what happens over the next couple of weeks.
Well, I want to challenge that statement you just made right now about they ride harder.
Now, when I say they ride harder, I say that because
Hey,
all the group rides that we see in other parts, including yours, because you guys ride hard, you guys do a lot of riding, but I think they
yeah.
ride crazier than you guys do. And I say that in terms of the way that they cut
Mm.
between cars and trucks and buses and cut through traffic, and the way that they throw themselves into the wheels in a way with reckless abandon that I don't see it as much anywhere else. I see a lot of
Oh,
fast
I see.
riders because Brian's very fast. V is incredibly fast. And there's a lot of gifted
Mm.
riders in DC and UK all over. But I feel like New Yorkers are harder on the wheels than the rest of us.
Mm.
So I say that and I mean it in a good way because it being there, if it can handle the destructive abilities of the New York riders, then the rest of
I
us
mean,
are good.
The Sherman made it. So,
Yes,
and look at the Sherman now. Oh, I see what you. Okay, that's fine.
that's
That's
what I'm
fine.
saying.
Well, yeah, yeah.
So let's see. Simi 59 is a yeah. Simi 59 says UK bike lanes compared to the Scandinavia is like Oliver Twist to Marty McFly. We're decades behind the curve. Okay.
That's
Okay.
good analogy.
Yeah, I'm gonna skip down some. Um, I agree with this. Daniel says we need American-made wheels. Screw the price. All my wheels are are down Gotway, King Sog, and Sherman. I agree. I wish we had. I'm waiting for an American company to make it. And I think the problem we still have is we have so many regulations on what we can do that some of
Mm,
the things that can be done in China, they can build whatever. We can't do that.
mm,
There's a lot of regulations on what we can and can't build and supply. And if you do, the problem here is we're very litigious. The minute something
mm.
goes wrong, they want to sue the whole company, and they want to own. I'm going to own your company. That's the way. That's the problem we have here. So I think it inhibits people from doing more adventurous things like making a company to build wheels here. But thank you
Yeah.
again, Daniel. I see you. I see you, brother. So okay, back to the question of fees. I'm gonna answer
Yes.
it, but I want you to answer it first. What do you think they should
Okay.
do when they're stopped by the cops in the UK?
If you're stopped by the cops in the UK, stop, of course. And and just be polite. You know, I think one thing you have to realize is this: that most cops are actually quite, or police as we call them over here, they're quite reasonable. I have been stopped before, and we've had a very, heated discussion, but a very respectable one as well. We had difference of opinion, but
Yep.
I let him know that the reason why it was stopping me will be overturned very soon if I had my way.
Mm-hmm.
And and he agrees, but he just said, this is my job. I have to do my job. But we came to an agreement where he wouldn't allow me to ride it away from him. And I said, that's fine. I'll get off my wheel. I had a Gotway Tesla at that time. And I walked all the way to my work where I used to work.
Yep.
And it was watching me. It was I can see that it was watching me. I was driving close to me,
Yep.
just make sure I didn't do that. That's fine. And then yeah. So just don't try to be cocky.
Yeah.
Don't, and just respect the fact that no matter what you say about your human rights, there's still the law. I know that it's unfair, but they do have every right to stop us because
Yep.
according to the law, we shouldn't be there. But everybody knows that it doesn't make sense and things are being done to make it legal, right? So yeah.
So I would have to say that I would have to say the same thing. I would now being on the law enforcement side, I would tell you that no matter whether you agree with what's going on, just go
Mm,
along with it because as
mm,
it stands right now, the law
mm,
says this is what you should be doing, and you're not
yeah.
doing what the law says you should be doing. So because of
Mm,
that, he has a job to do. So just
that's the job.
be as polite as you can, do whatever he says. If he tells you you can't be riding that, you got to walk it. No problem. Pop the handle, walk along. Walk the rest of the way
Yes.
of where you got to go if you need to. Now,
Yeah.
am I telling you that you're not going to ride later? Of course you're going to ride later. But right then, you were corrected.
Mm,
His job is
yes.
to, and I say that all the time. The job of law enforcement is to correct or stop the behavior. He did
Yeah.
that. You stop doing it. Done. No need to
Mm,
be nasty and rude and
mm,
disrespectful because you don't agree with the rule of the law. We know that. So we got to
mm,
work to change it. That's what we need to do. We
mm,
as a people have to work to change what we don't like. So, we'll do that,
yeah.
So Real Talk is asking, do you have any information on the Emotion V12?
No comment.
Okay. He's saying no comment. So I can comment because I haven't been given the official stats or information. I can tell you that Emotion is right about to come out with a new wheel. Don't know if it's the V12 or another wheel that they're coming out with, but they're about to release a new wheel and we're going to be very happy with it. I can tell you that gleaned from all the people I've spoken to, every one of them saying no comment and not being able to give the details. I appreciate that they can't, but I can tell you it's coming real soon. So just hang on. Hang on.
Mm, yeah.
So we'll leave it at that. We don't want to get Afeez in trouble.
Don't get me into trouble, please.
All right. So Tony says, hello from France, guys. I'm back with another question about the Monster V3. I want to try to put a bike seat on it. I'm only concerned with the solidity of the handle. Any thoughts about it? Okay, Tony, listen, brother. Go to my video. I did put a seat. But you know what? I put a seat on my 16X, a bicycle seat, and I put that same bicycle seat on my my bad boy back here, the V11, before their seat came out. I have 2 videos about that. You can use the same process to put it on your V3 if you want. You would have to worry about, because I believe the V3, that one has the lift switch, so you'd have to worry about not strapping it past on the lift switch. But I believe you would be just fine if you mounted it on there. So if you got any questions directly, hit me up directly. But otherwise, look at the 2 videos I put up about putting my seat on both those wheels, and it'll guide you through exactly what you need to do. Let's see. Veteran 2 got to be 60. Brian says the Veteran 2 got to be 60 miles an hour wheel. Maybe, Ryan. We'll see. I don't know about 60. Maybe 55. Because you went 53. Let's go 55. I don't know. Showtime said he was on the V5F. How fast was he going? The max is 18 miles an hour. Yo, the cop ran after him and caught him. Let's see. Bunny Slipper said he's gonna buy the Sherman. He already has the seat. That's right. Best seat for the Sherman. And AK EUC says it was apparently reasonable force. They told him to stop. He didn't do. They stopped. They stepped in. Right? Hey, they tackled him. It had to be something along those lines. I just was like, whoa. Yeah. It was surprising. I was like, they're serious about their scooter stuff over there. Let's see. So Frederick says, hey, Afeez, just to let you know, I have a fully road legal e-scooter. Took me 2 years to do it. EUC as a vehicle is a little more challenging, but not impossible. All right. Yeah.
Let's talk. Yeah, I'll be interested to understand how you got it legalized. Yeah. Maybe this is something we can push forward as well.
Yeah. Have a conversation.
Yeah.
Oh, Mickey's in the house. EVX in the house. He said Monster Pro womp womp. So
it depends.
Afeez, you can't challenge that. New York City rides the hardest.
And then Benji, I think that there's another comment by Benji that I saw here. Something about riding recklessly or something.
Yeah, Benji said having a death wish doesn't make you a hard rider.
It's bound to happen. I think there is this. It's coming. Give it a year or two. There's this rivalry going on now, or beginning to go on within the ridership here in the UK and some parts of Europe and in America. I can see a little bit coming up, and yeah, back and forth going on now.
There's nothing wrong with a good rivalry. I like it. I like it.
Oh yeah, it's fun. It's fun. We like that.
So yeah. Reed Carson said these guys in New York are lucky. We just got the V11. I wonder how long before we get the Monster Pro. Listen, brother, it's shipping out now. They're shipping them out now, so they'll be popping up everywhere. No worries. I like that, having a death wish. Okay, so Brian said we are the best in the UK, Mickey. Okay, see, Leo said the same thing I said. He said the issue is patents outside of China. So I know there was an issue with the patent and calling it, I know somebody patented part of it or something. So I know that would be an issue, but I wish we could get a US based company to make these so we could attack these issues directly. Excuse me, and more competition in the field. That's how I look at it. Let's see. So Mickey says, Daniel, don't play. This community in America is way too cheap. They wouldn't pay for a better product if it was $1 more expensive. You ain't lying. We cheap. You ain't lying. That's why we want an American company so we can get it cheaper. No limits to ride electric. What's up, buddy? Saying what's up from Germany. Good to see you, man.
Oh,
Um,
Germany.
yeah, I'm gonna do an interview with him in a little bit, so that'll be a good one. Let's see. Man on the Move. He said the price is only a problem when it comes to the Monster Pro. No, price is a problem. The Monster Pro is the most expensive, but the EX is too expensive, I think, as well. I thought the Sherman
Mm.
was too expensive as well. I thought 2,500 should be our upper limit. 2,500 should be, it should not go any higher than that. But that's just me.
You know what? It reminds me of the iPhone moment when iPhone came out with the first $1,000 phone.
Yep.
Everybody said, "Whoa, that's it, that's it!"
Yeah.
And as soon as you've broken that ceiling, then I say, once it's broken, then it's just gonna
Yeah.
keep on rising.
Yeah, and that's
Yeah,
exactly it. They said, "Hey, we charge this for that. We could charge this," and
yeah,
and we're stupid. We want it, and I'm look. I'm the first to say I'm bad at that. Like
mm,
I hate the price. Can't stand how much it costs, but I
mm,
love new stuff, new
yeah,
tech, new gadgets,
mm,
new gear, oh.
mm,
To me, it's like,
yeah,
ooh, I get so excited.
yeah,
I'm like a kid on Christmas.
yeah,
So they
yeah.
keep going up on the prices, and my dumb ass is gonna end up paying it. So and it sucks. It sucks because I hate it because it's not like I have a lot of money. So, but I'm like, look, That's why I sold my V3 to fund my next wheel, the Monster Pro, and then I had to kick
I,
in the rest, work some overtime. I'm like, no, I'm getting it. I'm just
I'm
mad
just
that it
reading
costs so
what
much.
uh, I'm just reading what Mickey said. Afeez's face when Irwin suggests price caps, talking to a dealer. You're right. No price cap, please. Price cap? There should be no price cap. Hell no.
Oh, that's funny. Yo, Mickey, you're
That
right.
is
I,
funny.
I I noticed his face, but I wasn't gonna mention it.
It's like, what? Price cap?
Yo, look, Afeez, you instantly went from a rider to
Yeah,
a business owner.
yeah. Well, you know what? I actually ride less now,
Yeah.
which is weird. It's just like I got into this because I like to ride and I love this thing, but now I actually ride less, and
Yep.
it's I have to basically ride normally around 11:30 or 12 o'clock, and I'm normally riding by myself now. I miss that group ride, and I actually think that even if summer comes around and it's time for us to start our London ride outs again, I probably would not be able to partake in those rides because I'd probably be in the office or something.
Yeah.
So it's a bit of a shame. So yeah, damn,
And that's
yeah,
sad. That really is sad. And
yeah,
I feel you because although I'm not a dealer or anything, but you guys know
mm,
I have two very demanding jobs and a family of five, and there's a lot of things that I have to do here on the home front and
mm,
work fronts,
mm,
and it's taking me out of riding. And then on top of
mm,
that, the shitty weather
mm,
that we're having right now, I've been off
yeah,
for over a week now, and it's been
mm,
snow, rain, sleet, snow, rains. I'm like, come on. Only a
mm,
couple days, a few days has it been sunny, and it's still
mm,
snow covered roads. And I'm like, there's ice underneath that snow. I really don't want to ride on that.
yeah,
So I'm like, I want some nice days. So
yeah,
I feel you on the being too busy to be able to ride. It sucks. I want to
yeah,
get back out.
yeah.
Today's ride
Mm.
felt so good. Riding in Boston today was amazing. Uh, so
Erwin, if you're still there, yeah, I will get you a t-shirt, your E-Rise t-shirt. I'll probably send one to you soon.
yeah,
He's from
yeah,
Liverpool. I'm from London, so it's a different city. So yeah, thanks for the support, Earl.
yeah,
Earl,
definitely.
Earl, that's Earl. Yeah, thanks, Earl.
So let me skip forward here. Oh, somebody was asking how can they find out about your rides that you have? Where can he find out about them?
It's a secret. It's a
First he
last minute thing. We don't
First he
want
said,
to
I
be
believe
you know,
I believe Mad
yeah.
Pack is testing the V12 in the UK. Mad Pack's on here, so you can answer that, Mad Pack. And then he says, Afeez, how do I find out about your group rides? Few riders outside of London. Great show, guys. So how can he find out?
So it's one of those things where we don't want to be I don't know. We don't want people to know about it until the last minute.
The-
you know, um, yeah, there is a WhatsApp group contact me privately, and I will invite you there. Yeah.
Okay, got it. So the first rule about Fight Club: we don't talk about Fight Club.
Talk about Fight Club. Yeah, exactly. That's the reason why.
The
Yeah.
first
So
rule
we
about
go.
Ride Club: we don't talk about Ride Club.
No, we
So
don't.
Vinny T is in the house. What's up, brother? Good to see you, man. The NPS crew. Let's see. So he said he's gonna message you on Facebook. Somebody did.
Yep.
Uh, London. Somebody's challenging. EVX, I'll take that challenge. London E Mavericks all day, bruh. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. The
Uh,
E Mavericks. There's some crazy riders. Like, um, now the New York riders.
mhm.
Yeah, they ride hard. No doubt about it. But and this is not but to say anything bad or whatever. I think different cities require different skill set. In London, our streets are designed differently, which means we require certain type of skill set and certain type of wheels as well. And I mean, I believe that if someone like, I don't know, Brian comes to New York, he will probably even do well in New York, because it's all about that. All the streets in New York are like that, either this or that way. But
but
yeah, so
but I don't
maybe.
see the difference. The difference though is Brian rides fast and he's a motocross rider, so he knows how to ride or whatever. But I think the
Bang.
New York,
Yeah.
the thing about New York riders is their lack of safety. Like EVX
Yeah.
is saying, he's telling your boy Eddie there from that crew. He's saying, hey, the
Mm.
challenge: come to New York and race Wheezy. Now Wheezy is a kid that he rides no helmet, no gear. I can't even like his videos because I'm like, dude, I can't like a video when I see you riding crazy with no gear,
Yeah.
no helmet, no nothing.
Mm.
But he rides like a bat out of hell. He rides through traffic. He cuts across lanes. He's like, and I'm like, I watch this kid and he's super fast, but he's young and he doesn't have a whole lot of fear because I think,
Mm.
I mean, I don't know how many times he's fallen or crashed, but he doesn't have a healthy fear of getting hurt. That young, that youngness when you're that young and
I
nothing
see.
scares you.
I see.
There's a
Yeah.
lot of those guys in New York, and they ride the way that they ride is it's like reckless abandon. And I'm not saying that other people don't ride as fast, but I don't think there's
Mm.
I haven't seen too many places other than New York where they ride with that much reckless abandon.
Mm.
That's just how I
Mm.
see it. Wheezy's a good
Yeah.
example. He makes me
Yeah.
angry because I like the kid, but he won't wear gear and it pisses me off. So because he's setting a bad example. And I'm all about that. If you're gonna do something and you're getting attention for what you're doing, well then set a good example while you're doing it. And he's so young, he doesn't see it that way. And I'm like, all right, whatever. So it bothers me. So, but I think that it would be hard to
Mm.
beat a kid like that in a race. You know what I mean? He didn't do well at the rally because it was all dirt and stuff. Oh, I think that doorbell is the EX getting dropped off.
Woo!
Oh, oh,
Is
oh.
that your
Listen,
ex? Bring it on the show. Bring it on the
listen,
show.
Afeez, do me a favor. Entertain him for a
What?
minute. I'll be back, y'all.
What? That's an EX that's been dropped. Okay, this is gonna be interesting. Is he gonna bring it on the show? So Daniel saying Wheezy skill, but no one never falls. When you do, you need the gear. Yeah, I mean, it's true. I mean, it's like it's great that is that not the EX?
No, is this another Amazon
Damn!
package?
Oh, god
Dang,
damn it!
I'm all upset now. I was waiting all day. I was like, when I went to Boston, I was like, I said, you know what? When I come back, it's gonna be there. It ain't here yet.
Yeah,
So I'm waiting. I'm
yeah.
waiting. So
Kamikaze Joe.
I
Rider,
want to say
yeah.
what's up to Mad Pack. I didn't get a chance to say what's up. What's up, brother? Glad to have you in here. So Mad Pack is he's saying that the EX is the best riding experience I had until today. I don't remember. Did you ride the Monster Pro? I don't remember if you got that first, but the EX is an amazing ride, and I know I had fun riding it, the pre-production model, and I know I'm gonna love riding the production model. I'm gonna start those videos coming out tomorrow. I should be able to open the wheel tonight or tomorrow and set it up and get it going. So, the comment that he said about your face when I said the caps, I just had to put it back up. That was hilarious.
Mickey's a joker. I like Mickey. I like
What's
Mickey
up, man?
for sure. Yeah.
Oh, so Leo says that he says, Cobra, you guys don't know how good you have it in the pricing. In Brazil, it's crazy with 4 exclamation points. So let's see. Kamikaze Joe, NPS, what's up? Kamikaze Joe's in effect. The EXN is really a good wheel. Yeah, I hear great things about that too. Zenly agrees. Just got my Monster Pro last night. Kamikaze Joe. See, I told you the New York crew is starting to open theirs now.
Congratulations.
Yeah, congrats.
You love it.
Congrats,
you will
Kamikaze.
like it.
Let us know your experience, brother. Share. Crazy Brazil taxes. Let's see. EXN, because I am a Monster Pro hater like Mickey. Earl's the one that told you don't forget his t-shirt.
yeah, Earl. Yeah.
You know what? I need a good t-shirt too, Afeez. I don't got that one either. I need a good one.
I'll get you one. I'll send one to you.
All right. Zen Lee says, really like the EX and Monster Pro. Haven't tried the EXN yet. Yeah.
Oh, EXN is a great wheel. It's a great wheel.
But how? Okay, Afeez, you've ridden them all. Out of those 3 wheels, what place would you put them in? First, second, and third. Monster Pro, EX, and EXN.
It depends on what the situation is. So EXN reminds me of a wheel I have actually, which is the Monster Sport made by EUC Service.
Yeah.
It's alive, you know. It wants to go. The acceleration is great, and the braking is also equally as good as well. The Monster Pro is one of those wheels you ride if you want to feel powerful, unlimited. You just want to just go for a ride. Like I told you yesterday, I was just literally cruising at 44, 45 miles an hour. But I wouldn't take it, on the tube or something, on a train or whatever, to go from one part of London to the next part of London, unless I want to ride all the way. And what's the third wheel again? EXN, Monster Pro, and
EX.
And EX. So the EX is it's unlike any wheel I've ever ridden. It's got so much power that I actually think that Gotway is limiting the power to protect the Monster Pro. The EX, like I feel like the way the EX rides and the way the power comes on, by the time you get to 40, 42, then you hit it, the beat. You think, wait a minute, it's gotten here so quickly. This cannot be it. There has to be more.
I know what you mean.
So yeah, you've ridden it as well, right? And it's smooth. It's smoother.
Yeah.
It doesn't make it. It doesn't make any noise. It's so smooth.
Yeah, I agree. I agree.
Yeah. I can't place them because it depends on the situation.
Hold on. Mickey said when I left, he said, "Now this is like the Duff live stream," because I left. Yo, Mickey, you stupid man.
I'm gonna report you to Duff, Mickey. I'm gonna tell on you.
He always does that. Him and Duff go back and forth. They crack me up.
I know. I'm gonna report you. Yeah.
But honestly, the smoothness of the EX, the power of the Monster Pro, and then the EXN is the only one I haven't ridden.
It's kind of
okay, let me put it this way, Afeez. For you,
For me,
For you, how
yeah,
would you rank those 3 wheels?
EXN, EXN Monster Pro, and then EX in that order.
So you said the EXN would be the top,
Yes, EXN is
the
that.
Monster Pro would be second, and the
Yes.
EX would be third for you.
The reason why the EX is because I always feel disappointed because I know there's more. It's almost like you know, you're enjoying eating this nice ice cream and it just it's finished. Like what the hell? I thought it was more.
So, but let
So
me ask you.
yeah.
But do
Yeah.
you feel that way about the EXN also?
No, the EXN can go all the way to 50.
Oh, so the EXN is faster than the EX.
Yeah, the EX is a torque monster. It's geared
Right.
towards torque.
Okay.
The EXN, that's the one without a suspension,
Right.
is faster
Okay.
than
I was
the
under
EX with the suspension.
the
Yeah.
impression that it was capped at the same speed, just didn't have the
No,
suspension. Gotcha.
no, it's because the EX is torque, so you kind of lose a little bit of top end speed, right?
Okay. Gotcha.
But the power is that you get there smooth. So you have to fight
Okay.
it a little bit. Once it gets moving. The EXN is more rapid, and is familiar, but it's
Okay.
just RS19 plus. It's like the bigger brother to the RS19 speed, and then it's just more of that. And then obviously the Monster Pro is just powerful.
The beast.
It's
The
just,
beast.
it's just
All right.
beast.
So
Yeah.
Ustride's in the house. What's up,
Hey.
Ustride? What's going on, my brother from Boston? Actually, Ustride, I wish you would have been able to make it to the ride today since I was up your way. Let's see. Jose says skateboarders never wear gear, even after their broken bones. Yeah, skateboarders, that's a whole nother issue. I think we definitely need gear. I don't think you should ever ride without gear. The Jacobs family says we ride with e-rides.
Hey. Right with e-rides.
Yeah. So Daniel says, yeah, his super chat they weren't showing. Just he said, "I'll know when my Monster Pro arrives. Just listen for the fire trucks."
Oh my god! Oh, wow.
Oh, they
Wow.
wrong.
That's cool.
So Mickey says,
Yeah.
"Ride with e-rides for show."
Thank you, Mickey. I really appreciate that. Thank you. Thanks, bro.
So D Ribs, can I borrow $5? Yo, Kamikaze Joe, yo, you stupid. I don't even know what that's about. I'm gonna let that go. So
I think it's because he spent all his money on Monster Pro.
yeah,
So.
that's what Mickey said.
Yeah.
Kamikaze says it's awesome already. 5 rib bucks. He said, "Nah, bro, I have a job." Y'all stupid. Okay, I'm gonna skip that. EVX says, you get a t-shirt and you get a t-shirt and you get a t-shirt. Oh, you get a t-shirt. You get a t-shirt. Okay, Oprah.
Right? Yeah.
Gotcha.
You get an e-rides t-shirt. You get an e-rides t-shirt.
Yo, you stupid. Hello, I'll drop it off Friday. They so stupid. Has Ustride done a crash test yet? No, I don't. He has not. I know he hasn't yet. He's waiting till he makes the next U rail for his other wheel, and then he said he'll do a test. Then he doesn't want to test crash his only model right now. So, when is the EVX bubble tea hat giveaway? That's all y'all. Y'all crazy. I want a free EVX shirt. Yeah, y'all talk over there. Let's see. The EX when it is like, oh, so Mad Pack is saying the same thing. The EX when you get it, it's like a nitro. The EXN is a RS on steroids. Yeah. What's the highest speed anybody crashed the Sherman? That's what Ustride is asking. That's a good question. I don't remember a whole lot of high speed crashes on the Sherman. The Sherman is so stable at high speeds, and you're able to do things that I don't think a lot of people have crashed on it, especially at high speed.
I think Tarzan crashed on it one time on the motorway. Right? I saw a video of him going over bump. Was it 45, 47 or something? I can't remember.
Was he on the? Was
It,
he on
the Sherman. It
Sherman?
was on the Sherman. Yeah, I think it was going quite fast and it probably went over a pothole or something or some
Oh, yep.
dip on
Yeah.
the road.
Daniel's saying it. Tarzan crashed his at 45 to 50. Okay. Brian saying I think 40. EXN review coming tomorrow. So guys, Mickey did a EXN review that he has been editing.
Oh, nice. Nice.
So he said, I'll see. Okay, so I can see the EXN review good because I hear great things about it.
Yes, goodwill.
Let's see. Daniel, he said you gotta have a fire extinguisher on hand for the review. You are so stupid, Daniel.
He's on the roll.
So Mad Pack says, yeah, but when you manage to activate the power of the EX, it's simply crazy. I just ride today for the second, and when come back to the EXN, I was disappointed because that extra kick was not there. Oh, okay. So he's saying he likes the extra kick because he feels that power you were talking about in the EX.
Yeah.
It just it doesn't have the top speed though.
Yeah, I speak to Mad Pack at length. You know, since obviously we E-Rise provided him with the wheels, and he likes the EX. And there's a story here, and also a lesson to be learned here. So I remember the first time when I was speaking to Mad Pack in regards to the EX,
right?
And he didn't like the EX, and this was before he actually rode the wheel. And if you go back to his video review of the EX, he also mentioned that as well. It's a great video, by the way. And the lesson here is that wheels are more than just specs only, and you need to ride the wheel and understand how it feels. You know, the weight distribution, the delivery, the power delivery. There's more to a wheel than just looking at 50 miles an hour, 40 miles an hour, 2,700 watt hour.
Right.
There's more to it, and that's why he's now saying the EX is the best wheel they've ever ridden. But before that, it was like, I hate the EX. What's the point of the EX? And that's before he's even reading it. So there's a good lesson to be learned there.
Well, and I say that to a lot of people when I'm talking to them, because a lot of people send me questions and everything about all different things. And I'm like, listen, stop judging things prior to your experience. Because my experience on a wheel is going to be different than your experience on a wheel. So people have this tendency. Now I know, look, we're influencers, content creators, whatever, and we make videos for your consumption, and we do them. Most of us do them like more for new people or people who don't have what we're dealing with. And I know we're doing it to give you information, but you have to take that information with a grain of salt. You do have to realize that the information that we are giving you is still filtered through our eyes. It's still filtered through our experiences. So you can't feel that you're going to have the exact same experience that we are going to have, and that your opinion is automatically going to be the exact same as ours. You need to take in the information I give you, take in the information Afeez gives you, take in the information Mickey and Mad Pack give you, take in this information, but you still ultimately have to formulate your own opinion. Please, if you do nothing else, remember that. Stop jumping to conclusions and assuming, oh, that wheel's trash. You've never ridden a wheel. You have no experience with the wheel, but yet you call it trash because of other people's experiences. Remember that a lot of us have experiences on pre-production wheels, and a lot of those experiences change once we give the reviews, once we give the feedback and information, things change. So just keep that in mind. Just don't be so hasty to just jump and say, oh, that's terrible, or oh, that's the best ever. You can't say that without your own experience. You just can't. So that's my 2 cents. I'll get off the soapbox.
No.
I see it too much. I've got people sending me messages about stuff. One guy has been messaging me for so long, he didn't even have a wheel yet. and he's sending me all these messages. I'm like, pump the brakes, dude. Just wait till you get the wheel and experience it. Then we can talk about it. Like,
yeah,
and like, well, what about
yeah,
this? And what about that? And what about? I'm like, easy. You don't even have a wheel yet. Like,
yeah, yeah,
so
yeah.
it is what it is. So this guy, the good place, he's saying, I just got an M10-3 for my first wheel, but I'm concerned about all the recent Gotway drama. Any comments on supporting Gotway and trusting their wheels? My opinion, you're all set. You have no worries about the M10-3. Um, some of the wheels that were previously made by Gotway, they figured out a lot of the issues that they had then. And now with the newer wheels, there's been some issues, and they're figuring out what they need to do about those issues now. So
Yeah.
no worries. Oh, hold on. We're getting another jump in. Hold on a second. We're getting a jump in. Somebody else is joining in. Hold on. Let me hook this up real quick. Showtime.
Hi guys.
What's up, girl?
Hello, how you doing?
Afeez, nice to finally meet
How you doing?
you.
Nice to meet you too.
I've been listening on the show.
Yeah,
Thank you.
she just left here and sped home to jump in. So, how was that? Tell them how that ride today was, Ash.
How was it? What do you think about
It
the
was
Monster
a
Pro?
tease. It was a tease.
Oh, it was a tease. Okay, okay, yeah, yeah, yeah. It takes some time to get used to it. I mean, it's a heavy wheel. So what I've done is I've changed my tire as well. So the Monster that I have has a different tire. I
Oh,
think it's
okay.
the Michelin Street Pro or some City Pro or something.
Okay.
Brian knows it. Yeah. So and it gives the wheel extra stability compared to the normal tire that comes with it. So yeah, there's a lot of variables with an electric unicycle that if you change from maybe from going to hard to medium to soft mode, changing the type of tire, changing your pedal angle as well, all the little small things can change your entire experience. So I've realized that the Monster Pro with this tire right now is harder to turn at speed. There's that, gyro force, additional
Yep.
gyro force that you
Yep.
get. But for a wheel like the Monster Pro, you kind of need that because if you go over a bump, sometimes it just kind of like stabilizes itself. It does that. It just wobbles a little bit and just stabilizes itself a little
It
bit.
comes back.
It just comes back.
So
Yeah.
you like the tire that you put on it better than the tire that came on it.
So that's a good question. I'm not sure yet. There is some advantages to it, but I want to go back to the original tire and just remind myself how it feels like, because I felt like the original tire that came with the wheel, even though I think it's not top quality, it could be improved, but it allows less resistance. You can feel that wheel flows a lot more easier
Right.
than one I have with it now. Yeah.
Okay, I got a question for you, and I'm sure Showtime is going to be interested in this answer. So Reed Carson is asking, in your opinion, would the EXN make a decent off-road wheel?
With the right tire, yes.
What about the tire it comes
Yeah.
with? The EXN.
Oh no. Yeah, I mean, the XN is designed for the street. If you look at the tire, it's rounded, right? It's the same road tire that comes with the Sherman, I believe. Um, Off-road, it depends on the surface. Is it loose gravel? Is it muddy? But if you just want torque, it definitely has torque. If you're talking about off-roading, as in can it climb hills? Of course it can. It's got torque, tremendous amount of torque.
Now the pedals
So
on
yeah,
the pedals on the EXN are
yeah,
high, right? They're not as high, obviously, as the EX because it doesn't have the suspension.
Right.
sure.
But I
Yeah,
believe they're high, right? They're higher than the RS and the others.
yeah, it's higher than definitely higher than the RS version 1, the one that came with the lower pedal. I know the version 2 of the RS has now been increased a little bit, by less than or by 1 centimeter or something. So yeah, we have the version 2 in stock. So I checked it out this weekend.
But the
Yeah,
EXN has higher
but
pedals than that, though, right?
I feel like it does. It should do. When I'm going around bends, I'm not scraping as much. I can carve easily with that wheel.
That's what
I
I
can
heard.
carve so easy. Yeah,
So go ahead, Showtime. I think that deserves a
yeah.
smile. She's waiting for her EXN.
Oh,
When my
you like
Monster
it,
Pro comes in, her EXN should be coming in also.
but you have to put on some pads though.
Oh yeah,
Some lane pads. Absolutely, with all these wheels, you have to. Yeah.
she's already in possession of some nice Clark pads.
Okay. Okay.
Clark.
Good. Good.
So
Good call.
Daniel is saying buy an extra motor for the M103. You will have a broken axle unless you weigh 3 pounds. That's not true, Daniel. Stop being mean. That the M103 is a very good wheel for people who are just learning or young ones
Yeah.
or whatever. I rode it. I weigh 230 pounds, 235 right
Yes, you did.
now. Nothing. Don't say
Yes, you
nothing.
did. Yeah.
Showtime. Uh, and I rode it. So I mean,
Hmm.
it's a good wheel. It's a
Hmm.
small wheel. I wouldn't buy that as a first wheel. I just think I think adults are too big to buy that as an actual wheel unless you're just playing around on it.
Yeah.
That's just how I feel. It's a good learner. It's a good trick wheel. I just don't think it's a regular everyday riding wheel. You know, the
I
M103 is
mean,
just too
yeah,
small.
yeah. There's a lot of great first wheels out there. I mean, there's Kingsong. The Kingsong, they do have some really good wheels. The
16X.
16X is a good wheel.
Mm-hmm.
But even if you get a 16S version 2,
Mm-hmm.
or even the InMotion V10F or V8F as your first wheel,
Yeah.
as your entry, just to learn. Yeah, now InMotion and Kingsong have some really good first wheels as well. MCM5 is a good one too from Gotway.
Yes, that's
That's a
another
good one.
good one. I haven't even ridden that one, but I want to just because I know it's a good entry wheel.
Oh, it's a good wheel.
So
Yeah.
Daniel was saying that there was a video of that Sherman crash, the Tarzan crash. He put it on Telegram, and Brian said thanks because he was looking for the information. He wanted to see what it looked like after the crash.
Mm.
And let's see. So he says they want to wait for the test and how it holds up, and the sales in the UK use stride. I think he's talking about the rail, the U rail.
Mm.
But the EX, you need a lot of time with it to really take all of the potential out of it. If you're
Mm.
light like he is, but up to 40 miles per hour is the only wheel that I'm comfortable and feeling safe. Well,
The suspension.
yeah, I can tell you right now that that height, the powerful motor, the size of the
Mm.
wheel, the smoothness. It's got a lot going for it. The EX got a lot going for it, and it does feel like the succession of the other Gotway wheels or Begode wheels. I just think that I mentioned this before, and I'll mention it again. I do think that the EX and the EXN, the shell, feels like something they designed before they designed the RS and the Monster Pro. When you look at the
Mm.
shell, no RGB lighting, a single headlight that's not very good.
Yeah.
It just I think it looks like this is what they had planned already. They had it in the pipeline, so they came out with it. But then the Monster
Mm.
Pro and the RS got the updated design. That's how it looks to me because they got the updated new
Yeah.
Tron looking lights and the T6
Yeah.
headlights, and those should have been on the EX and the EXN as well, or something better than. I think that those
Mm.
just seem like they're less than when it comes to the rest of the design.
Right.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
just my thoughts. What do you think, Afeez? What you think?
Um, I think the Sherman probably, and this is just me, I don't have any inside knowledge. I've not asked them about this. I don't think that I don't want to put them in that awkward situation for them to tell me why or which one came first. But
Right.
I think maybe the Sherman forced their hand
Yes.
to develop the Monster Pro because it's like, okay, well, we'll show you. We still want to be the top dog, right? So
Yeah.
the biggest, the farthest, everything. So
Yeah.
that's what I think happened.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. I think that's what did it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just guessing here, obviously, but yeah.
I think that's an educated guess, Afeez. Like,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
I agree.
So yeah, Ustride says, Showtime, what happened to that in that race? You were ahead. Yeah, somebody came from behind.
Remember, I was on an 84 volt.
That look, it's okay. Cobra just won. That's all. You could just say it. You could just say it. Wait, hold on. Dun dun dun. That's the winning machine right there. The winning, and the winner is no. I have to give her credit though. She was getting it in. If you guys saw the races, she was putting in work. Her second race, she looked like a thoroughbred out there. She was she was making it happen. I was like, she was low to the ground and racing like a mad woman. I was like, okay, what the hell happened? Like, I was like, did she have an energy drink? What happened? So that was a lot of fun. I look forward to the next one. Let's see the tires. Mad Pack said the tires on the EXN and the EX are not for off-road. They are really bad in grass and mud, one of the worst, but in the street it's simply perfect. Okay.
Yeah, street wheels.
So Mickey says he's not lying about the M103. You'll get about 600 miles before you crack the axle. Well,
sounds like they're category killers because
yeah, I don't know if
weight.
Go ahead.
No, there is a max weight on the M10.
Yeah.
But I think it's what you're doing with it though also, because I mean,
jump in and all that. Yeah.
How heavy are you? Are you past the weight that it says? And how are you riding it? So, but I think it's a fantastic wheel, and I just think that it's just, to me, it just seems like something I would not buy as a grown man though. Like to me that seems like, for if you're more than 150 pounds, don't buy that wheel. If you're 6'4", don't buy that wheel. That's just my thoughts. I mean, not saying it can't handle it. It just seems like that's not the wheel for a person of those size, parameters.
Yeah.
You need a big boy wheel or a bigger wheel. Just
bigger wheel. Yeah.
Right.
The pedals are up high. I feel super high off the ground on the Pro. Yeah, because you're on a 24-inch wheel, dude. Yo, Kamikaze, man, that wheel is crazy. Because it's so big, you feel great. He said, I don't know the measurements, but I feel high. Yo.
And I mean, and the stability as well that you get with a bigger diameter wheel. It's just amazing. I mean, the Monster Pro, it's one of those wheels that you have not because you need it, it's because you want it.
Yeah.
Most of the time, it's just you just want it. I mean, there are other wheels that will probably fit your lifestyle a lot more. I mean, the EXN is a great wheel for most people.
Yeah.
But the Monster Pro, you must really want the Monster Pro to get it. So.
Yeah. Yeah. And honestly, you have to think about that. I mean, there's some thought has to go into what wheel you get. There's so many options out there, but I think that if you're starting out, like we were saying, there's other wheels to go to. As an adult, as a man, I don't know. I just wouldn't suggest somebody to buy that wheel as their intro wheel. I just wouldn't.
No.
I would suggest there's just too many options to suggest other than that.
Yeah. I mean, it depends what you need the wheel for as well. If you need a wheel to just use in your garage or something, just for fun. I mean, the M10 is so much fun. It's so zippy, right? I think the reason why people probably get it as a first wheel to learn on, because it's quite wide, right? The tire width is quite wide.
For
So
such a small wheel.
For just a small wheel, so you get that stability. Just if all you want to do is learn how to just go forward and backwards with the occasional left and right turn, then yeah. But I wouldn't say it's a wheel that you have to go to the supermarket to go group rides with.
look, somebody was on a group ride with an M103, and I saw that in the video, and I was like, what? and they had an issue, and they were wondering why. I was like, because you shouldn't have had that M103 on a group ride. What's wrong with you?
It's not a group ride wheel, man.
No. Oh, go George, go. What's up, man? He said they're still riding. They're getting ramen.
Oh, wow.
They ate twice in one ride.
Yeah, he was riding with us today in Boston, and they're still riding. I'm jealous, man. I'm jealous. um, oh, Brian is asking, is Veteran bringing out a new wheel soon? I don't know. Is that something you can answer, Afeez?
They will always keep on improving, and they'll always keep bringing up more. If they don't, then they'll go out of business. So I guess the answer is yes, based on those parameters.
Wow. You listen, you heard it here, folks. The most political answer you can ever.
Don't get me into trouble. All I said is based on what we know the company needs to do to stay alive, they need to release new products. So inevitably, yes, there'll be a new will coming from Veteran based on this.
All right, we'll leave it at that. What's up, EUC Vibes? Tommy the Hustler, good to see you, man.
Hey, Tommy.
Hey, Tommy.
Yo, ain't nobody jumping on an M10-3 except Alien Rides. Yeah, there's not a whole lot of M10-3 people going on right now. If you need a wheel to throw in your backpack and ride through, if they would allow you to ride through the airport, you know what I mean? That'd be dope. Take it out your backpack, ride to where you're going, throw it back in the backpack. But you can't. Then you can't bring it on the plane. So there's that. Let's see. So he said I would buy an M10-3 for my 14-year-old son. The black one looks dope, and it rides backwards now and then. I agree. If you were getting it for your kid, my daughter, she hasn't ridden any wheel because she said, "Dad, I'm not riding the wheel. I'm not gonna die." You know, like neither of my daughters nor my son are willing to try, but I was able to get her to try the M10-3. And I think it's because it's so little, it was less intimidating for her.
Right.
Yeah.
So she tried it briefly, and I was like,
"So, yeah, I just saw a comment from Zumu's Brian about the MSS. I know you asked me about some great wheels out there. It's a shame though that you guys don't have easy access to a wheel called the MSS, which is essentially an MSP with a different motor and a different mainboard. That wheel has to be, without a shadow of a doubt, one of the best street wheel I've ever ridden. Wow!
But what about the Monster Sport?
Oh, so I've ridden both of them.
I know.
So my Monster Sport just came back because I've changed the tire. It's literally just outside right here, and the MSS. I think if I'm to be truthful, I know that I went for the Monster Sport. My riding style is in and out traffic, right? And I need that maneuverability, and MSS gives me that. So I would say the MSS above the Monster Sport. However, that's for me. However, if you were, let's say, in Boston, for example, like Showtyme or yourself or ThaBlackCobra, or in New York, I would probably recommend the Monster Sport because of that landscape, right? You know, bigger roads and everything. We've got a little bit more smaller roads, right? To go in and out, and we accelerate a lot more and decelerate a lot more as well than maybe you guys do. But the Monster Sport is just crazy because it's a 22-inch wheel that accelerate quicker than some 19-inch, even probably some 17-inch wheel as well. I don't know what that guy does, but you know, each service does some magic to it. Yeah, and they're quite expensive. Yeah, you know, just let you know.
I'd like to ride one, but the prices are a little and getting it here is too much. So Ustride, I wanted to answer his question real quick. He said the fact that none of these wheels are on e-wheels says something, unless I'm missing something. And Ustride, in case I guess you did miss it, but Jason said for a minute he was not going to be selling their wheels until they figured out what was going on. All the issues that were happening right then, he took a break. He said he's going to give them some time to figure out and fix whatever's going on with their wheels. And they did. They took the time to work on it, or they're working on it. They said they have the bearing situation and you know, the batteries and everything that was, you know, all the issues they were having, they've been working on. So I believe the issue now is that if you wanted to get it through e-wheels, you would just have to contact them and then you can get a wheel through them. But they had said that they were not going to be selling them for a minute. And now I believe it's back on. I haven't spoken to Jason recently, but I believe it's back on that they are furnishing them again. But they didn't have them up on the website at the time. So let's see. Tell everyone about the. Oh, Brian was telling you to tell him about the MSS. Yes, the MSS is dope. Let's see. Great wheel for a kid. Is Sherman going to be large battery? Oh wait, is Sherman going to do a large battery 16-inch wheel? Excuse me.
So all indication that I'm getting is that the next wheel will probably either have suspension or it will be a smaller wheel to the Sherman without suspension, because I remember asking specifically that I want a USB port because we like to go around, because the Sherman doesn't have a USB port because my phone's it's always dying all the time, right? Because I'm always on the call. And they did say, yes, okay, we'll add a USB port, Afeez. So which then makes me think that it might be a smaller wheel in terms of portability. And I think that would be a smart choice for them to kind of get into even more you know what I mean, Showtime, right? Because not everybody can really afford a Sherman, but if they really want to break into the industry, and to really challenge the establishment in Motion and King Song, for example. However, I'm also hearing rumors that the next wheel might probably be a suspension wheel. So I guess I'm just gonna have to push it a little bit more, because they like literally Linear, who is my account manager. I'm sure most people that are familiar with ordering directly from the manufacturer would know Linear. She's very tight-lipped about the next wheel, but she's telling us that she will let us know more information. It might be a suspension wheel. From a risk mitigation perspective, I wouldn't probably go for a suspension wheel now. I'm sure they probably will do, but I don't know what the appetite for risk is. I think as if I was running a company, I would look at it, the risk factor, and go more for something that is a surefire success, like a smaller wheel, a smaller, Sherman, with more or less the same technology. So, and they can kind of improve from there on before going to the suspension, because it wasn't easy with the 3 suspension wheels that came out, right? With the already experienced manufacturer. But you never know.
You never know. You never know what's gonna happen. I'm anxious, but I can wait. I can wait. So Afeez, they're asking, what's the top speed on the MSS?
I've not tried that yet, but I've heard that Brian has taken it up to 48 miles an hour before.
Okay, Brian, you're in the house. What's the top speed you've gotten the MSS up to? Because you haven't said much. You said you loved that wheel and you were happy about it. So what's up? Also, while we're waiting for him, EUC Vibe says the Sherman, we need Bluetooth also, and speaker for music.
Bluetooth. Oh, sorry. Yeah. Okay. So Bluetooth speakers. Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah. Yeah, that's a good shout. I mean, I've been seeing a lot of people kind of just buy a little small, speaker and just put it in between the the bars, right? So obviously, people are trying different ways to kind of mitigate around those shortcomings. But actually, that's a good idea. I might just raise that up with Linear and say, is it possible to add a Bluetooth speaker? If it's not too late, if they're not too far ahead in terms of their development life cycle.
Do me a favor, write that down. Make sure you don't forget. When we get done, there we go. Yep.
I've got it here.
When we get done, talk to her. Say, hey, Bluetooth speaker. Throw that in there. So, one of the things that people are asking, and I'm gonna ask you, Showtime, since you're here. People keep asking me, has she tested out the splice guard yet?
Oh yeah.
Yo, I feel like the pressure is on. I can't.
Yes, it is. It is.
So, have you?
I mean, how do you expect her to try it out though?
Crash
on purpose? Oh, come on. That's not fair.
Look, no, I'm saying it because people keep asking me, and they're like, "Hey, so what's up with that?" I was like, "Look, the one he sent me, it was passed over to Showtime because she has an MSX. Showtime doesn't do the crazy riding that the rest of us might do, so she don't fall a lot. So I'm like, I may have to just bump into her. Bang!
A great friend when you need one, right?
Exactly. You don't need enemies now, Showtime.
No.
With a friend like this.
But listen, everybody keeps asking me, and I keep telling them the same thing. Look, we ain't crashing on purpose around here. You know what I mean? I'm like, all jokes aside, who's crashing on purpose? Not me.
That's something.
I'm like, there's some people we could think of that drive a little more crazy than we are. Maybe we should loan them the wheel.
I can do that. Panda actually offered today. He did volunteer.
Volunteered to crash for you?
Yeah, he said he would.
Yeah, I believe it.
As far as the durability, I mean, transporting the wheel with the splice guard on, it's amazing. I mean, adjusting. Yeah. I used it to like swing it around, like, you know, even getting up and down. I'm just like, let's see if this thing is good. And I got no qualms. As far as crash tests, I have not done that yet. No.
Don't try it.
So Reed says, if you bump her, do it on video. Listen, Reed,
you know how that goes.
Listen, if I do, I'm gonna try. I'm gonna set up the 360 on one side and the GoPro on the other side and just go wham. No, I'm not gonna do that. We ain't doing that kind of thing around here. I joke. It's funny, but I would never want any harm to come to her. And then, cause who gonna pick her up? Me. So I'm gonna be scooping her up anyway. I ain't doing that. Okay, Brian answered. He said the MSS is faster than the Veteran. What?
Oh no, it's quicker. I think that's what he meant.
He says faster than the Veteran, the Pro, and the EXN. Oh, Brian, you better clarify, homie. Okay.
That, right.
Getting to 45 miles an hour. Okay.
There you go. Yeah.
All right.
Okay. All right. Quicker to get to 45 miles an hour. And that's true.
Okay, that we will allow. But that other, saying it the way you said it, I'm like, there's no way in hell that's faster. But okay. So any news on the Tesla V3? I saw that video with the screen.
Yeah, I mean, the Tesla V3, I've been trying to get one. Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to get one in for me to test personally, but I think based on what you said earlier, when you said, you know, it's not, you know, some of these wheels are not yet on the e-wheels yet, because they're trying to get their stuff together. That's the reason why. I think they're gonna start rolling them off the production line soon, in about a week or two. I mean, I don't know. The Tesla V3, why? Why? I mean, it kind of defeats the purpose of a Tesla. You know what I mean? It's supposed to be portable. When you add more batteries to it, it's like it becomes a little bit heavy. You know? I don't know.
Did they? Now, I didn't see all of the stats on the V3 yet. All I know is that screen that they have on there is dope. I think that should be the screen on every EUC from now going forward.
Oh, you mean the LED thing underneath the skin? That's beautiful.
That digital readout, it gives the battery, it gives the speed, it gives the voltage, it gives everything. I was like, holy crap! The Sherman had the best idea because they had a screen, but the Tesla screen, it looks good. Like I was like, damn. Yeah. That's what an EUC screen should look like. So
the veteran probably still has it though, because you can diagnose a lot of things through that veteran screen. You can see if there's any issue with the batteries, if you want to look at the voltage and all that kind of stuff.
But you got to know how to decipher it. Like I'm gonna tell you myself. Myself, I'm still not a pro on that screen. Like I start clicking buttons and I'm like, what the hell? Like I'm like, this is not intuitive at all. Like I need an easy, simple push here, push here. I'm like beep 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 beep. I'm like, oh, forget it.
You're like Siri. How do I work this?
Yeah.
Legitimately, I want to be like, Siri, change my pedal angle.
Just get
Yo, legit. Or Alexa, Alexa, oh, cancel. I forgot she'll talk over here. So I know that, I mean, we want a lot, we ask for a lot, but that's because when you ride a lot, you see these things and you're like, you know what? I want this to be the best it can be, and I know we're asking for a whole lot of things, but a wheel to me with that screen from the Tesla would be amazing. And the other thing is, before I move on, the Tesla, did they raise the wheel? You know what I mean? You know how the Tesla has no ground clearance? The pedals are,
I see what you mean.
Yeah, the pedals are low. The casing is low. It's like the less, it has less clearance than the M10-3, I think.
So like you can't clear a curb on a Tesla because you'll crack the framing,
The underneath, the plastic underneath,
the wheel only comes out from the body like that much, and I'm like, I don't get that.
It's a great wheel.
Have you seen the full version of the V3 yet? Like, have you seen one?
Yeah. I've seen a video. They send it to us.
Okay.
As a distributor, they're trying to win our sales.
Right.
I don't think it's higher. If it's higher, they will have made that a point to us to say this is now higher. They're trying to make everything look extra good. Right. When they're trying to get your money. So I don't think it's high. I will ask them, but I don't think it's high. I know it's got like a backlight. It's got that beautiful light, and and all those indicators, which I think it just looks sleek against that black. Yeah. Oh, it looks clean.
And it's always had some of the best lights of any wheel.
Yeah, the Tesla started all that. Well, the 9-bot 1E Plus came up with all that round, and then you get the King Song tried it as well, but the Tesla's one just looks smooth.
The Tesla, hands down, they did the best job at implementing those lights. I remember to this day the mesmerizing, like, then it went when you were rolling, you could see it. I was like, yo, that's dope. Faster.
Yeah. And then when you brake and it goes all red.
Yep.
Like,
yeah. I remember riding next to somebody riding that wheel, and I'm like, that is such a pretty wheel. Like the lights, it's just pretty. But the low clearance was just killing me. I was like,
I'm gonna ask you guys a question now, right? About a Gotway wheel that I think is probably very underrated. What do you guys think about a Nikola 100-volt plus 100-volt? That wheel, I don't know. Well, what do you think about it? I want to hear your opinion first, and then I ask Showtyme as well.
I have ridden it. I don't think Showtyme. I don't think she got a chance to ride it. Have you?
I rode it in New York.
Okay, I can tell you that I like some things about the wheel, but for whatever reason, I feel like the shape of it, even though it looks cool, I don't think it's great design-wise. Like, you can't do a lot with it because of the shape of it. Like, someone today had one with us on the ride, and it's just something about it. I'm like, it doesn't look like it has the power. Because of the shape of it, like they couldn't put enough in there. It's like there's no room to put everything you need to in that. Like it's like something about it. So I know it's smooth, incredibly smooth, but I don't know. I even though as much as I hate the MSX, the MSP shape of the wheel, I think that those look like they give you more room to put more of the beefiness that you need.
Because the box shape, right? So you can arrange stuff more. Whereas with the round shape,
I hate that shape, but I feel like it's like it gives you more room to do more things than the
round one
does.
The always with the space. Okay.
Yeah, I think that I thought it was gonna be the next step in the Tesla evolution because it's round. So I was like, oh, it's gonna have the dope light, and it does have dope lights too. But I don't know.
It does.
For whatever reason, I don't feel that one as much as I do other wheels. Maybe it's me.
Yeah, I think you were kind of like doing it on the integrity of the plastics, like the show, because
Mm,
we all know Gotway, we're not a fan of some of their shows.
mm,
But I think it was timing with the 100-volt, and then suspension wheels coming out, it being a 16-inch as opposed to like new models
mm.
of the M Super coming out. The
Yeah.
MSS came out.
Mm, mm,
All those still came out, the new monsters came out. I think it did get like surpassed because I think it is a great design for a 100-volt for a 16-inch wheel. But then it
mm,
was like, oh, it's out. And then it was like, okay, next week's
mm.
news and everything moved on, you
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
So it
I
might be
think
underrated.
it's a bit underrated.
Mm.
I think the round shape doesn't help in terms of packaging stuff inside. You're right, Black Cobra.
Mm-hmm.
There'll always be some wasted space there. But when it comes to group rides, especially in cities where you kind of need to accelerate, that wheel has got torque. Um, it's got torque, and it's the only 16/17 inch wheel that I know that can crack 43 miles an hour. It's the same speed or more or less the same as the EX
Mm-hmm.
that just come out right now. It has a 1,800 watt-hour battery, which is a little bit more than the 16X.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and it's got that glide, that Gotway glide as well. That
Mm-hmm.
you know what I mean. There's a feeling that you get with you know what I mean? Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
I,
yeah, yeah.
I
You
don't.
know,
He's late to the Gotway team, but he knows exactly what you're talking about.
yeah, you know what I'm talking about, right? Yeah, especially when you put it in like medium or soft mode, and you could just torque it out and just lean into it. Um, it's got that, and I think that yeah, it's underrated. I still have mine. I mean, the Galway team built mine for me, but apart from that, even if they
Oh
yeah,
yeah,
they built it,
you have the nice one that says Afeez on the side.
yeah,
Excuse
yeah, I'm never.
excuse me. Excuse me.
I don't think I'll ever sell it, to be honest. I mean, it's a great will, but
Yeah.
yeah,
See, you
it's
know
a great
what?
will to just.
You know what? Now that you mention that,
Just
I
a piss
think
for
that would be the best starter wheel
Mm.
because it's big enough to ride with bigger wheels, but it's small enough to learn on. I think
Yeah, you
that
can
would
learn on it.
be probably the best, or
the
if
best
not the best, one of the best starter
One of
wheels. Because I
yeah,
think
one.
16X is there as well,
the
obviously.
the
Yeah.
Yeah.
16X I think is amazing, but the 16X
Mm.
can't crack 43 miles an hour. So
Nope.
if you learned on that Nikola Plus, you could keep
Yeah.
riding that for quite a while.
So
Yeah, and that's a good point. Yeah.
Yeah. So if you
I,
started on that, you'd be good to go, I think, for quite a minute. Plus, someone in the comments here, Daniel was just saying it had the best crash rating out of any of the Gotway wheels.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's robust. It's probably the most robust Gotway wheel you're ever gonna get.
Now I
Simple.
know because of the way that it's the plastic, it scratches up and it'll start looking scratched up. But I
Mm.
honestly do think that it's held up better, and maybe it is the round shape, so when it crashes, it goes like that. I don't know, but I know that someone, and they're saying here that I don't think they've ever seen a cracked, a busted up, really bad shell because they last, and I'm like,
they scratch.
that's a fair point.
Yeah.
That's a fair point.
Mm.
I would give them credit, and I think you might be right. It may be one of the most underrated wheels.
It is.
I wish it
It
So
is.
had a
you would
seat.
think, yeah.
I wish it had
Dang.
a seat. Because everybody made a bicycle seat for it, and I'm like, that worked, but I wish they made a nice seat for it. But for me,
Yeah.
I want all the accessories. So every wheel they make, I want them to make a seat. I want them to have good LEDs, good lights. Every
Bluetooth.
wheel should be standard with good everything. Because when you don't do it, that's always the first place that we look. When we get a wheel, we're like,
Mm.
how are the lights? How are the
Yeah.
RGB? How's the tire?
Mm.
How's the shell? And when you automatically take it out the box and you already, well, it don't got that. Well, it don't got that.
Mm.
Well, it don't got that. I'm like, guys, you know what we're gonna ask you for. So when you're making the wheel, look, we got to make a new wheel, but the wheel has to have everything. Let's start there.
Mm.
You know, I'm just saying. Just saying.
Showtime, you want
So
to say something?
yeah, see, I'm on the fence because, like, in the beginning of the conversation, you had stated that you were on the Segway, right? And then you got into a
I started,
race.
yeah.
And what happened when you got into that race? You were like, right. So that being said, because this is part of the reason why I was late to starting on an EUC,
Mm.
my friend Jeremy, what's his name? Electrocycles.
Yes.
He's a team Gotway all the way. He had the Gotway from the beginning. And the same thing happened to him. He got on a Gotway and then he got on a King song and he face planted. And I said, I would never ride one of those. I said, I'll never ride one of those. I said, that's a death trap. I was like, I'm all set. So I think the Nicola is a great intermediate wheel. Starter, no.
Mhm.
I would lean more as to the best rating for a starter wheel in motion because
Mm.
a lot
Yeah.
more warning before cutoff.
The
The V8, the V8F, I think, like, you know, it's a little bit faster. You know what I mean? So you get a little bit more distance or what have you. So it's like, oh my God, it's tilting back. It's tilting back. Okay, so this is a learning curve.
Mm,
As
mm.
opposed to
Okay.
I
I
can bang
understand.
on
Yeah.
this wheel and then I get on another wheel and then I face plant. You know,
that's
the
that's
King
a very
song, you
good.
That's
lean
a
a
good
little
point.
too far, it cut off.
That's
You
a very
know,
good point. However, the only thing I would say is I wouldn't say the V8 because I started on a V8 and I was ready to upgrade in a week. So
right? I said V8F.
like legit, like no, I love that wheel. I thought the wheel was amazing, but I was ready to
18 miles an
upgrade.
hour.
Yeah, I was ready
Look,
to upgrade in a week. So
right,
that's
but
why
look,
I say you need. I agree maybe emotion, but I would say probably you have to start at a V10F.
V10F,
Yeah,
exactly.
if you
Yeah.
started at a
Yeah.
V10F, then you could be okay. And yes, you're
Yeah.
right. Emotion is a better beginner starter wheel than any Gotway because Gotways don't have a whole lot of tip back and warn you kind of thing. Although I believe they're starting to get there though because Marty's range test yesterday, he was tilted back. He had to shut it off and turn it back on, and it still tilted him back.
yeah,
He was like
It's like,
he having trouble riding the thing. He made it home, but
mm,
it's not normal. Gotways will normally you get a cutoff before you get a tilt back, whereas in motion you'll get a tilt back before you'll get a cutoff. So I think
right.
all the
mm.
wheels are learning from that. I think that
Yeah.
now Gotway has implemented that as well. At least that's what it
Yeah.
looked like.
Yeah. I think so.
Danny
Yeah.
said, "Please decelerate. Please decelerate. Please decelerate."
Please accelerate. But I mean, okay, so Gotways do have tilt back actually.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But you obviously you can
You could
you
turn it
can turn
off.
them off.
Yeah.
You can turn it off. The others, as in motion and King Song, you cannot turn them off.
Hmm.
right.
And I think maybe that is maybe that's why they are really good for most people because most
Mhm.
people don't go more than 25, 27 miles an hour. We are literally probably the top 10%, like us
Mhm.
over here talking about ways and 45 miles an hour. Most people are just happy just to ride an EUC. Like,
Yeah.
whoa, I can
Probably
ride an EUC.
that's what you guys are, adrenaline junkies.
You always want more, right? So it's there already. You want it, right? But I think you're right, Showtime. In terms of V10F, it's a really good entry point into understanding that it's almost like it trains you
Yes.
as a new rider.
Yes, it
Hey,
does.
you're going to do fast. It's a training so that when you are ready, you can then upgrade to the 45 miles an hour wheel.
But
Yeah.
I again, I agree that because of that fact alone, it gives you that entry level. But thinking about my progression in wheels and how I went about it, and
Hmm.
if I had to do it all over again, I would have preferred to buy something. Even though I love the emotions, I would have preferred to either buy a V10F or start with that Nikola because
Hmm.
that's something that I could have gone faster, learned how to ride faster, and then maintained as opposed to not being able to. The only thing is, again, the King Song 16X, I get the seat, I get the great lights, I get the
Hmm.
durability of that shell. So that's why I felt you got more out of it, you know.
Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
And even in motion, you get all those great safety features, but you also get that the sleeve or cover that they give you with the wheel.
Yeah.
That was amazing.
Yeah.
I thought that was amazing. I was like, why don't everyone come with this? Like,
Yeah.
That's nice.
How many times was that wheel dropped?
yeah, when you drop it, you don't get any scratches or scrapes on your wheel. I was like, this is amazing. I was like, we should have one of these. Everybody should have one of these, but no other wheels come with it. You know?
Yeah, unless you get it from, there's a company in New Zealand that we now stock there.
Roll.nz.
That's the one. Roll.nz. Yeah.
That's Kevin and Chrissy. What's up to Roll and V over there? Kevin and Chrissy, the bodyguard people. Those are my peeps over there. Love both of them. They're great people.
Yeah.
They make a bodyguard. That's another reason why I'm mad I sold my V3, because it had the best bodyguard on it with a new Cobra emblem that they designed specifically for me.
Oh,
all right, now I'm getting upset.
That's for him.
I'm thinking about it. I need a new one.
Changing the learning curve. So how much skin do you think you would have saved or lost if you had a faster wheel to begin on? I just want to know, like, safety parameter wise, riding a faster wheel, you think would have been better?
No, see, yeah, but think about it though. You can turn off those parameters, but they are there. So if I started on those wheels and left the safety parameters intact so that I would tilt back because I'm learning, I would be fine. The difference is, everybody, if you turn them off and then you go faster and fall, okay. But on a slower wheel like the V8, I can't ever go faster even when I get better. And I got better really quick. And then I had nowhere to go.
I feel like you can blame technology on that, just because, like where the wheel was in 2017 to where it is in 2021.
Yeah, okay.
I mean, it drastically changed. You were speeding at 11 miles an hour, where now you're like, yeah, if you don't buy a wheel over 30 miles, like, you're wasting your money. You get what I'm saying? Range test. We were just laughing at that at the cafe because we're like, oh, remember we would have to stop the charge. Now it's like, why are we stopping?
Yeah. They asked me, they said, hey, did you even scratch the surface on the battery on your Sherman? I said, my Sherman didn't even know it was on yet. The battery's so big, it's like, did we go anywhere yet?
Yeah.
I feel like, the V8, as a beginner wheel at its time wasn't the worst. I mean, you really felt 18 miles an hour when you're trying to ride with an M Super. Yes. Because you're leaning and your Achilles are like, they're working. They're just, but there was no cutoff.
No.
Well, but the thing is, you're remembering what we did because she was right by my side for all my learning and stuff. So that's why she's recounting what we went through. But if you think about it though, I could have had the same exact experience on that Nikola. If I left the safety parameters intact, I would have had the same exact experience. It would have tilted me back, and then I would have been like, okay. And then once I learned and got better, I could kill that or raise it so that it happens at a higher level. And then I would have been able to, when I finally got it down, unlock it, turn it off, and now I'm out with the boys. The difference is with the V8, I was left behind, and once I learned how to ride, I couldn't do anything about it. There was no catching up.
I think there's a little discrepancy there, considering safety, because riding alone, he is correct, because it was annoying on the King song when you have to ride so many miles to unlock another feature. But you learned with electric cycles, who would have been like, oh, you don't need those features. You can turn that off. You can turn that beep off. Oh, turn that beep off. You only need the last beep before you crash and cut out. Those were learning curves that we were kind of going through, because we're like, oh, that's different on the Catway than it is on the King song. Oh, it's different on this wheel. Am I wrong though, Cobra? We were trying to shut off as much as we could.
But that was influence. That was, we were influenced. We were influenced by others doing that.
We were trying to skip all primary education to get to the collegiate
and it just
level.
goes straight to secondary. I'm basically going to university. Forget about secondary school. University. You're trying to get a degree.
Yeah.
You know.
Get it out of the way.
Well, what? Okay. So, what about you, Afeez? That you said you had that E plus.
Yeah.
With the whopping 15 miles an hour or whatever the hell it was, right?
Yeah, it was 15 miles. If I was lucky.
And you felt like you was doing something, right?
Yeah.
But,
and then I crashed when I tried to race someone.
Right. See, you didn't have the safety parameters in there.
Yeah, because I mean, well, the safety parameters were there, but I overpowered it. Because I leaned too hard and it just overpowered the entire thing. But then Showtime did say that we're kind of limited by technology a little bit there. I guess there's a validity to that statement. And that is why I guess I see power as a safety feature.
I do too.
So the thing is, power is a good thing. It's not a bad thing. It's how you use it. The problem is we are influenced, and we see people going fast on YouTube and weaving in and out and looking cool, and that is so cool. But everybody always think that they can do it without having the experience.
Right.
So, and that's the problem. That is, it's just controlling your human, the urges instinct you have as human being. Yeah, that is the problem. Yeah. It's not the will. So I see power as a safety feature. I rather I feel safer on my Monster Pro than I've ever felt on any wheel. It's just knowing that even if I'm going 25 miles an hour, there's another 25 miles an hour still there.
Yeah.
But it's not just about the speed, though. It's the power that is there. It's not the speed I'm after. It's knowing that when I'm going 25 miles an hour or 35 or whatever it is, and I hit a bump, whatever the spike in the amperage, it would never hit the top for me to cut off.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
Yeah. And this comes from riding experience.
I 100% agree with that, because I think about that when I look at smaller wheels. Like today we were riding, and I know we were talking about the Nicola, right? For example, today, one of the guys had the Nicola, and to me, that was the smallest wheel we had with us. Showtime had the MSX, so hers was 84 volt, but I don't know whether his was 100 or 84 volt, but I felt like his was the smallest wheel we had with us. We hit a few bumps, and a couple of times, like I rock back and forth, and when I see a bump, I like to pull the wheel up and jump it. I'm like, whoop, and I keep going. I don't ever worry about that voltage spike like you're talking about. I don't worry about it going woo, and then going and cutting out. Whereas if I was on a smaller wheel, don't your heart just drop when someone just says that? Beep, beep, beep. You're like,
you just slow down. Was that you or was that me?
That's PTSD right there. That's PTSD. But that's why I agree. Being on a bigger wheel with more power and a bigger ceiling, you feel safer. You feel like I'm not going to hit that spike. I'm not going to cut out. I'm not going to die on this wheel. That's a much better feeling.
Yeah. So. Yeah. And that's the reason why I go for powerful wheels. It's not really for the speed. It's really just to give me that chilled mind frame, right? Whatever happens, I can deal with it.
Yeah.
But yeah.
All right. Well, we're going to wrap it up, because we're at 2 hours and 30 minutes now.
Wow.
Thank you for having me.
You're welcome.
Thank
you for being here.
I'm glad you jumped in, Showtime. Afeez, I really appreciate you, brother. I know you're busy and got a lot going on over there, so keep doing what you're doing. Like I said, E-Rides, I think you did a hell of a job taking the company from zero to where it's at now. I know it's a lot of work, and I know sometimes you feel like, damn, what am I doing? But I just want to tell you that we feel the impression of what you're doing even over here. So continue what you're doing. Keep being the positive dude that you are. And, we'll talk again soon, my brother. All right?
Okay. Take care, guys.
All right,
guys.
Everybody have a good night.
Remember,
guys out there, remember to gear up People, ride safe. Showtime, me and you gonna ride again because today was a tease. I'm ready to ride again.
Okay.
We gotta ride some more. Tomorrow's my birthday, so I'm hoping that we can get a little ride in. Maybe, if not, the day after. You know what I'm saying? But gear up, people. Go ahead.
Yeah, it's gonna be a birthday here in the UK in 1 minute. So this is actually your birthday. So happy birthday right now.
Thank you.
Everybody, happy birthday, Black Cobra.
Happy birthday to ya.
Happy birthday.
All right, you guys, be safe out there. We'll see you guys in the next show. Remember, ride hard and keep it real.
Showtime.